Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft DL Rebuild. I'll start again, shall I? Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to the Rebuild DLC in RoadCraft for what is a live stream 52 as we continue our journey through the game and its DLC. Good morning, hope the week is going well. We're back today for another 3.5 hours as we continue on from last week's stream. So last week we continued on the Deluge map. Sorry, we continued on the Contamination map, I should say. It's not Deluge. That's the previous map. That's the base game map. So yeah, on the Contamination map. And we're getting very close to having the first of the two maps in the DLC finished. And hopefully today we can make some more progress on that as well. I also want to quickly talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. So there is a new in-game update coming today. I think it's this afternoon. Which will be a crossover event. With Attack on Titan being the crossover, from what I've seen. Now, I don't know what Attack on Titan is. I've never played it. I've watched it. I have no clue. And I was thinking, it's only announced. I only saw this yesterday. And yet we've already decided our schedule for this week. How am I going to do it? So what I'm thinking is, we'll just do it next week. I don't think for a crossover it's that big a deal, us waiting a week before we have a look at it, to be fair. It's going to be a new area, which if it's similar to the first one, the first crossover they did, it won't be very long. We're looking at a stream max, and even then, that's probably a little bit too much. So we will have a look at the Shadows. So I'm getting appointments come through. We'll have a look at the Shadows crossover event next week, probably Monday. And until then, we'll just leave it. It's one of those things where we could change the schedule for this week and look at it, but I've got a feeling we're looking at less than a stream worth of content, if there's anything by the first crossover they did, which kind of makes it think there's no point rushing into it. It might as well just wait. We have already organised this week. Massive thank you to everyone who joined us for Ghost of Yotai yesterday, our first stream of it. Really enjoyed the game. Really good start. Graphically, it's incredible. And story is really drawing you in. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that moves forward going forward. 2 minutes forwards. But yeah, so I just want to make people aware there is a Shadows update coming today. But it is a crossover, so it's not a full-on update with anything else. But we will have a look at it. We're not going to ignore it. We will have a look at it. It's just fitting it in. That's the thing. Because we do our schedule, I'd actually do the video generally on a Saturday for the following week. It is difficult sometimes, especially when you haven't seen anything announced. And I do try and look, to be fair, because sometimes it's just not possible to know what's going on in advance that much. I still can't see anything about the rebuild, about the RoadCraft update with the wood vehicles. I can't see anything at all about that, so we'll have to hold off until we hear something, essentially. Today, Contamination, as part of the Rebuild DLC, the first of the two maps, we are 78% complete. As it stands, we have done 18 of 23 infrastructure requests, 29 of 39 objectives, and 19 of 22 side objectives. We're still only on the middle part, though, of the 3-part story to this map. With 10 main objectives to go, I'd say one more maybe, but we'll know more once we load in. So let's get into it and have a look where we're at. So I'm just seeing my boys on the way to school. But yeah, I didn't want people to think we were ignoring the new update coming to Shadows. It's more the fact that we're just holding off, to be honest. But yeah, Ghost of Yotai, I'm really impressed with the story so far. It's just whether it can keep that up, which time will tell. But yeah, massive thanks to you guys who joined us. Much appreciated. And yeah, no stream tomorrow. As if you haven't seen the schedule, no stream tomorrow. I've got a physio appointment in the morning at some point. I can't remember the time. And then obviously Thursday we're back with more Yotai, and then Friday more of RoadCraft. I did consider putting Yotai on free, but I streamed this week. But I just thought we still want to continue on in RoadCraft as well. So this is where we left ourselves at the end of the last stream last week. We've got 3 facilities to deliver to river sites, and this is what's needed to finish off, I believe, this middle part. That's the only mission we have. So we've got to deliver pick up that and deliver that to there. These are mobile water treatment facilities. My words are really struggling today. We need to pick one up from the machine yard and take it to there, along with a generator as well. Now the generator is here. We had a bit of an issue in the last stream where we kind of fell down, essentially. You can see we are currently falling down this bit. I don't think we can move. Let's strap the cargo. I'm pretty sure. I think we tried to get up the hill, but I've got nothing, no beans to get up there. But it's not that big a deal because we do have a crane here which I was going to use for unloading. That's not what we're going to use though, because we actually have a mobile base of operations that's got a really good towing unit on. So we may as well use this to tow us out of there, I think. As we know this can tow really well. We kind of picked one way to go to avoid the water. And whether that was a good decision or not, I'm not entirely sure. Looking at how we ended up, probably not a good decision. But we'll go and tow our vehicle out and get it to where it needs to go. Obviously, that's the generator. Then we've got 2 more water treatment facilities to actually place as well. And then I believe this bit's done. I think we'll see a difference in the water level as well, and the change in the contamination being taken away as well. So we'll see how that looks once this is done. So from here we just want to be going, we want to get to this road here, so we want to be going left really and through here. So what we'll do, we'll tow this out and then get it to where it needs to be, ready for when we get the train over. I remember this, we've got to be careful of the logs here. The logs, the tree stumps. Yeah, we had a bit of an accident at the end of the last stream. We kind of, right at the end, as we fell down the hill, as we were just trying to do something before we finished. And yeah, it didn't quite go to plan. But it's not the end of the world. We can recover where we're at. Just trying to get past. I didn't want to try and drive through there. I didn't think we'd make it. Whereas we can get through here, I believe. But yeah, we should be able to tow the vehicle out from where it is. This is really strong when it comes to winching. Both of the recovery units are, to be fair, the mobile bases. And obviously, there is a chance we finish the contamination map today. It's just going to depend on what there is to do, how far away it is. But yeah, there is a very good chance we can finish this today. Alright, that's my little boy saying he's at school, hopefully. Bear me a second. There we go. Still can't believe he starts big school next year. We'll find out in March, I think it is, when he actually, what school he gets into, because obviously we have to apply, put 3 choices down after visiting and stuff. We don't find out for ages what he's actually going, which one he's going to. Right, what is our best option here in terms of how we get out of this? I think going up that hill to our... So I'm just trying to work out what our best way through this is. Do we come back on ourselves? Possibly. I think maybe tow it to here is probably the best idea. Obviously it means we need to turn around here without going down the slope ourselves. This hasn't got the best turning ability. That's certainly a problem. Okay. Let's say our plan is to tow the vehicle out, but I just don't want us to fall down the hole ourselves. We could have played this safe. We were just trying to make it was the closest route to go was the one we used. But yeah, the drop off in the cliff there was horrific. And obviously poured us out a little bit. hence why we end up down the hill. Now, my only issue with this, yes, we've got tracks, is I don't want us to slide, because I don't want to end up in the same position. Okay. I'm assuming, and we haven't checked this, but I'm assuming we can tow from the back. This hasn't got a winch. I was adamant this had a winch, but it doesn't. It's the other one that has a winch. This one doesn't have a winch. That's annoying. Do you know what? I might spend a token and get the other one here. I was adamant this would have a winch with it, because the other one does. There's two of these. Don't go down the hill. We've got two mobile bases. This is the one that can call, not equipment, what's the other one I was after? Can call supplies to it. So I thought this had a winch as well, but it doesn't. It's the other one that has the winch. Okay. Well, if that's the case, if we can't use this to recall, to use this to winch it out, what we'll do is we'll use the other one to winch. We'll use a token up to do so. No. I've just got to find which one it is, that's the only thing. There we go. The strand link. Let's call that one in. And because that one will tow. Where is it? I use my token but can't see the vehicle. Ah, it's here. There we go. Yeah, so this one has a winch on it, whereas the other one doesn't, it seems. Didn't realise that, actually. So it's a good job we've actually tried to do it, because now we actually know it doesn't have a winch. Interestingly. I wonder, can we tow this through the trees? Because we used this route here to lay some cable down. I'm just thinking maybe we tow it through the trees to kind of get around where that other bit is. Because the other road we need to go on is just ahead there. So maybe we can tow this out of the hole and come this way. I think that might be a good idea. We'll find out in a second, I'm sure. Right. How good is this going to be? Previously, this has been really good for winching. I actually connected the winch, I didn't mean to do that. But it's whether we can get the right angle really here. Currently, it's not giving us an angle. May have to go the other way, to be fair. Then we're going to have to go the other way just so we can get an angle on it. But yeah, I didn't realise only one of these mobile bases had a winch. I assume they both have. But yeah, so the one we can use for bringing goods to where we need them doesn't have a winch. Need to remember that when we're trying to use one of these to help ourselves out. Come on. So we get this to turn enough without sliding down the hill. Obviously these having tracks does make a big difference. More the turning circle not being the best. There we go. We're definitely destroying this route though. Crazy Iceman, good morning, how are you? Thanks for the like, much appreciated. How are you today? Okay. We may be in a position now to pull this out, I'm hoping. Trying to get a bit straightened up. I'm really hoping we can get this map contamination. Don't know why I keep saying deluge, but contamination, I'm hoping we get it done today. Or at least get very close to. Right. Winch is on. Towing is on. Might be at the wrong angle here. Yeah, I'm kind of pulling it sideways, which is not what we want to do. I think we need to be a bit straighter with it really, to bring it up this gap here. See where it's stuck. let's pull the winch tight. So we actually pulled it a decent amount there, to be fair. Yeah, we're definitely in the wrong positioning here, I think. Saying that though, we were pulling it a decent amount, but then it stopped. I'm just thinking maybe we need to try and get up this way. I think our first plan of going through the trees probably was the better option. We just need to be at a better angle. So yeah, we kind of need to be more to the left, straighter on the slope itself, I think. I thought this was a better option than trying to get the crane all the way here and using that to sort this out. Because I think the crane will have difficulty being in a solid position without tipping, especially with the weight on the back. Oh, sorry to hear that, Crazy Iceman. How is the jab going? Someone, the other day, my other half's dad was saying to me about having it. The problem is we don't know the side effects for CRPS and that. So for me, it's like, well, I don't want to risk making things worse. But how are you finding it? I know a few people that have been on it and swear it's the best thing ever. I don't know, I'm a little bit skeptical of it. So, okay, it turned over, which is not what we wanted. Hopefully I need to get back on its wheels. It comes to one side. Maybe I'll get this back on its wheels, hopefully. Come on. Coming. Just trying to turn it so I can get it back on its wheels. Come on. I don't really want to drag this all the way. We've got it out of the hole, that's the important thing, but the downside now is, obviously, it's on its side. Okay. The main thing is we've got it out of the hole. I've got a feeling the engine's off. Engine's stalled, yeah. Okay. I think we can get it back on its wheels. It's got caught on the rock, is hence why it went over. Actually, I think it might have gone over before the rock, to be fair. We do need to bring the crane up. Instead of messing around, let's bring the crane up. We know we need to bring this up anyway. And this is an awkward area to be in, to be fair. If we have to recall the crane to one of the vehicles, we will do that. We may need to. Because getting out of this area is going to be fun. If we keep sliding into that bottom bit, we're going to have issues getting out of here, I think. There's no way we can turn around here, is there? I don't think. Don't know though, maybe. If we can turn around, we should be able to drive out of here. It should be preferable to actually recalling. No, we're going to get ourselves in a mess here, aren't we? But we have got ourselves in a mess, I think. Okay. Rather than mess around, let's actually use our tokens that we have. What is that vehicle, is the question. That is the Zilk 612. I'm going to record it straight to here and go from there. I don't want to mess around. We're so close to have being done here that I don't see the point in messing around. There we go. Right, we need to get the other crane back on its feet, wheels. Side effects are not fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard a few people have side effects of it, to be fair. Are you finding it's working, though? That's the big thing. You know, is it? Can you see the difference? Is it making a difference to you? So I'm just, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's too unknown for me. I do know there's issues with pancreas and stuff as well in some people. But yeah, it's too unknown for me. Right, I'm hoping we get anchors on here. I'm hoping we're going to lift this up. Right, just want to pull it enough so we're not overextending the crane, because obviously that would be bad as well. All we need to do is lift this up so it's back on its wheels. There we go. I can't have fold crane. Okay, folding the crane isn't the end of the world. Oh, it's because of how close it is to us, I think. We drive forward a bit here. Reverse, sorry. There is a road nearby. Don't do that. Don't. No. Today's not going very well, shall we say. Everything I do so far is going wrong so far today. Ah. Okay. So this is now back on its wheels. We're back. We've got this back from the hole, which is good. You stay there. Everything is going wrong. I've only just started today, and yeah, it's not going to plan. I thought we could knock this mission out really quickly. Job done. Off we go. No, not the way I'd hoped. Okay, we're going to need to. What I'm trying to do is we need to tow this just to get it back on its wheels. Hopefully. Don't tell me we can't get it back on its wheels. Come on, it's nearly there. Okay. I didn't see there was a tree stopping us going forward there. That's probably why we were having issues, to be fair. Let's try that again then. I was about to just move forward a little bit, but actually I didn't see there was a tree in the way. Let's try now. Come on. Tip, tip, tip. Job done. Okay. Oh, this is a nightmare so far. Hopefully, we get through this and we're good to go again. It's just a case of sorting out issues. Right, there is a road here. What are we stuck on here? I can't see anything we're stuck on here. We're getting the anchors out. Is there a stump that I'm not seeing? Oh, there must be a tree stump there. Not that I'm seeing it. Maybe not. I don't know, it's just an awkward position. Right, where do we need to unload the generator? Just over here. So we're going to get this in position, and then we'll go and get the generator nearby, and we'll go and grab the mobile facility, bring that over here, and hopefully we're nearly there. But yeah, so far today, things haven't quite worked out the way we'd hoped, but I'm hoping now we can get this done. My only issue maybe here is whether we can reach enough. I don't know, we'll see. We might actually, what we'll do, I think, is unload the first one now. So since we're already here, we might as well unload this generator straight away. Because then that's part of it done at least. And we are slightly overloaded, as you can see. It's not loaded on very well. It's slightly, well, it doesn't fit inside the actual area. I'm really struggling for words this morning. I don't understand. So if we get this out of the way, it's job done with this at least. But yeah, the generator doesn't fit, so we've just made it work as best we can. Okay. That's up cargo. We'll jump back into grey. We might as well get this in position while we're here, and we'll kind of know our reach a bit better as well. Is my thinking. Okay, yeah, it up. See if we can reach, because that's rather my other concern is can we reach. I'm trying not to go too close to the edge for obvious reasons. I think it's going to be close, you know. Okay, it's there. It's a close reach. It's not brilliant, but it's there. Job done. Thanks for the like, videos, much appreciated. You lost some weight. You just started second year sprint. Yeah, I know you have to inject yourself. At least it's working for you, Crazy Irishman. That's the important thing. But yeah, the side effects don't sound brilliant, to be fair. Well, that's the only thing. Right, first bit done. We're now going to go and grab the next one. So that is going all the way over there. So that's a long drive away, that one there. What we might as well do first is do the other one. This one here needs to go to the steel beams facility. Vehicle-wise, as you've just seen, it doesn't... these are different, aren't they? Do we need the big transporter for these? I think we do. I'm just thinking, what is our best option here? Big transporter's here. We need to put that on top. So we're going to need a crane to the machine yard. Load on the transporter. My thinking is grab the second one as well with the big transporter. So they're both on the same, and because we've got to go past potentially... no, we don't have to go past there because we go this way. Hang on, how do we get into Warmay from there? If that first one's going to go there, how do we get to Warmay from there? It's this road here, isn't it? That is such a long way to drive. But yeah, if we get both on, do this one first, then then take that one to Warmay. I think that makes the most sense because the easiest way of taking these is on the heavy transporter. So first of all, we need a big crane, I would say, by the looks of things. So let's go into tunnel exit base. We need a decent sized crane to lift it on the back at least. I want something that's not already out, ideally. But everything is currently out, isn't it? Yeah. We got everything is out and about, annoyingly. Just going to double check there's no new cranes in the shop we haven't got. I'm pretty sure there isn't. And as we know, this new update hasn't released for the wood vehicles yet. And I still can't find when that's out. Yeah, okay. We've got physio tomorrow, which is going to be an issue. We were given a couple of minor exercises to do at the other physio appointment, and it's a video call session thing. It's annoyingly it's right in the middle of the morning, so it's kind of we can't stream because we've got like an hour's streaming time before the appointment. The appointment can last anything up to an hour, maybe longer. So it's annoying because we're losing tomorrow. But my bigger issue is the exercises she's given me aren't major, but I'm having issues in doing them. Like, I feel worse for doing what we've been doing. It's really weird. Hang on. If that's the big equipment transporter, why have we got two? That's our equipment transporter there. Oh, it's a rusty one, that's why. I was trying to work out why we had two. Yeah, we can recall this. This is already in position. So we can recall that crane, can't we? Which is our rusty one, I believe. Yeah. So what we'll do, we call the rusty heavy crane to here and drive it round to pick the other one up. Retain, deploy, job done. Right, we're just going to drive this down to the machine yard so we can load up the other transporter and then we can start getting that where we need to go. This mission's a bit fiddly just because things are everywhere and you've got to try and coordinate, and the heavy transporter doesn't have a crane, which is always annoying. I'm just thinking, is there another way to get the wall made? Because our heavy transporter's here, over here, I'm just wondering whether, because we, are we better off with the other heavy transporter? My thinking is, if that's the heavy transporter there, rather than this one pick up both of these, it grabs the first one from there, and then this one here is going to Warmay, isn't it? I believe. Let's double check this. So that one is going to Steel Beam. So yeah, we're not going to pick both up. We're just going to pick one up each. I think that's the better option here, because it is kind of, we'll have to come back on ourselves to get the Warmay, I think. To avoid having to come back on ourselves, we'll have to do this in different runs to do different places. So yeah, sorry, physio tomorrow. I'm going to have to tell her that the exercises, I can do them, but my back is feeling worse because of it. So the physio is focusing more on the back, because the device they want to implant in the spine will make your back pain a lot worse than what it already is. And because no one's focused on the back for the last nearly 5 years now, it's always been about the foot, there's an issue. And these exercises are meant to see if I can actually regain some strength in the back. But I can, since doing the exercise, and I mean these are minor exercises, they're nothing major at all, but I'm finding I'm worse because of them. Like the pain, what I can physically do before the pain hits is worse. And I can't see how it's the exercises because they're so minor. But yeah, it's the only thing that's changed, and I feel like the back is worse than what it was. Like I can't, but when I do like dinner and stuff, and I stand up in the kitchen chopping veg, say, I used to be able to do that for half an hour or so, and then I'd start feeling it. Now, 5 minutes, and I'm in bed. And the only thing that's changed is these exercises, but they're that minor, I can't see how they're having that much of an effect. It's weird. But then on top of that, we just gained a new appointment for December the 4th, I think it was, with the pain team. And now, as far as I'm aware, there's no appointments due. So my concern is, this appointment is to kick me off the programme. That's my concern. My other half thinks I'm overthinking it. But my concern is, they're going to say, yeah, your back's not going to recover enough. Bye. And if that's the case, we're out of options. There's nothing else left. It is managing pain for the rest of my life without having any kind of way of stopping it. And at the minute, the painkillers do make a difference. They do help to a degree, but it doesn't give you any quality of life. Not really. And that's why the spinal implant is kind of our last resort, essentially. But yeah, I could be wrong in what the appointment's for, but I can't see what else it would be, because we're not due anything else. The physio was the final one, and obviously she's not allowing us to have the op because of the state of the back at the minute. So we'll wait and see if we can get it better, kind of thing. So unless this appointment is just a follow-up, which I don't... Problem is, you get an appointment and it doesn't tell you what it's for. Yeah, physio you kind of know, but when it's just an appointment with the pain team, I'm like, I don't know what it's for. But yeah, I'm worried. Let's put it that way. I don't think it helps though. Also, December 10th is 5 years since the accident. I don't think that helps either. So my head's a bit all over the place. And as I said in the schedule video, you know, I'm struggling for motivation when it comes to editing, recording after streaming. Some of that is because the pain is worse after finishing streaming than it's been previously. And again, I can't see it being the physio stuff, but nothing else has changed. So because the pain's a lot worse after finishing streaming, the last thing I want to be doing is sitting up, editing and recording. And yeah, I could edit and record laying down, but I struggle to actually do it comfortably. And I can't really voice over while I'm laying down to that degree. Trying to get this to turn enough so we can get around this corner. That building's really in the wrong position, that. I don't think I can get this to turn enough. Where else can we turn round? Hang on, we may be able to get round here. So yeah, I'm kind of a bit all over the place, and like I say, I think some of it is because it's coming up for 5 years, which is madness. And, you know, that night of when I walked out of that hospital, I did not think 5 years later I'd be still in this position. Although to be fair, I didn't think I'd be medically retired either. But yeah. Pages I work with. Yeah, maybe they are. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Like my mouth said, but I think some of it doesn't help that, you know, when she said we're not recommending you it for the treatment now, where I was dead set was having it in spring. That, you know, hit me hard, and I think that's probably why I'm overthinking it, because of that disappointment then. Now everything is now, okay, we're in trouble kind of thing. Whereas probably it's completely innocent. But in my head it's, no, they're kicking us off. What else could it be for? Well, you're right, it could just be, right, the physio spoke to us, we need to manage the pain better. But yeah, I just can't see that at the minute. And as I say, I think some of it is to do with the coming up for 5 years. I think that isn't helping the situation. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at the minute. I didn't want to worry anyone when I said in the schedule video about lack of motivation, because it's not a lack of motivation when it comes to streaming. It's after the stream is the problem, where I suddenly then don't want to do too much. And yeah, I know I need to get the episodic content back. I want to get the channel back to what it was. But it's just a brutal thing at the minute where I just can't mentally get myself in that position to do it. It's weird. It's good talking about it. It was nice to actually get it out on the scheduled video. But it's so weird, and I don't really know how to solve the problem, if that makes sense. You know, I really love streaming. I love making, you know, the videos and stuff as well. I love all the different games we have on the go. So to not have the motivation to do any of them once you finish streaming is really weird and annoying. But hopefully we'll get there. It's one of those things that you can't even, you know, set a time frame to it, because I just don't know. That's the thing. Right, anchors are out. Let's get this loaded. As I say, we're not going to pick the other one up with this transporter. We may as well do them separately. I think that's probably the better option. Now we've finally got the transporter here. I was going to try and do all in one, but I think actually we might be better off just getting one at a time. I think two on there wouldn't fit properly anyway. It would be a bit of a squeeze. They are going slightly different locations as well. So I think focusing one at a time is probably the right way. The War-made one is a long journey though. That is the thing. Okay. Let's get this on. I'm pretty sure this is the last bit to finish off the middle story part of this map as well. And there's no other missions to do currently. And we've got 10 main missions still to do before we finish them up fully. So it makes sense this is that last bit. And then we'll see what the next bit holds for this map. Slightly round. I like to have it as straight as possible, just because it makes my life a little bit easier when navigating corners and things. Right, it may not let us strap this, so whenever the crane is nearby, it won't allow it to strap. There you go, cargo strap. Right, so this one, let's make sure we've got the right order, this one. This is this one here on the back. We are going to Warmay. So, our best route here, it's a very long way, let's put it that way. We're going to cross this bridge here, through the sand quarry this way, over this bridge down here, the Pile Key. We can come round from Pile Key to up here, round this way, and then through the sand quarry that's here, keep going round, and Pile Key is there, and Warmay's there. That is our only real option, I think. There's no connection anywhere else that we can get across anywhere. So that seems to be our only option to get there, unless we go the north way. But I think that's just as far and just as treacherous. So I think that is our only real option. It's a long way to go. I look forward to the first Christmas round. Yeah, yeah. How are you feeling about that, Crazy Ashman? Obviously, it's going to be hard, isn't it? Yeah, I get that completely, Crazy Ashman. You're not wanting to work and stuff. Yeah, that's always the thing, though, isn't it? When you think of family that you've lost and aren't no longer here with us, you think about how they'd react to how you're feeling. And sometimes that can help. But yeah, that first one is always going to be hard. That's the thing. But at least you're thinking of the good times still, Graves Ashman. You're actually thinking, you know, in that positive manner. You know, what would he think to you fussing and stuff? Thinking like that is positive, isn't it? That's the thing. Right. We can't go this way because of the lack of bridge there. It's just because we haven't needed to put a bridge there. We've not used this route very much, so we haven't put a bridge. We may have to do that if we need to use this route more, to be fair. But we can go this way instead. 1,200 meters is where we're going to go with this. It seems like a long way, but actually I think once we're driving, it won't be too bad, to be fair. My only issue with using vehicles like the heavy transporter is I struggle a little bit in getting the right turning correct. So allowing the wide turning angle to allow the back end to come round so it doesn't get stuck in things. But this is one of the two we need to do, and then we'll see what happens. There is a chance, and it's a small chance, we finish this map today. It's a very small chance. And that will give us one final map to do. We do need to start a vote for next main live stream game to focus on once we finish RoadCraft. I haven't even thought about what's going to go on that vote, so let us know any suggestions. Part of me thinks we should just focus on Ghost of Yotai and do 5 streams of that a week rather than 2 different games, but I might factor that into the options for you guys to vote on. So one of the options may be, should we just focus on Ghost of Yotai? Or have another game, and so one of the choices will be just focus on Ghost of Yotai and then have 3 other games as options as well. I think that's what we'll probably do. That vote will probably start next week, maybe this week. I haven't really decided yet. Obviously, Ghost of Yotai is going to be a while. I don't think we're going to finish this DLC very quickly. Obviously, there's still another map to go. So, I think it's going to be a while before we're ready anyway. Right, we want to go across the bridge. No, we don't, actually. We want to come round here, across the track, up to here. Do we want to go this way? No, we don't actually want to go that way. So actually, we want to go... Keep changing our mind here. Actually, yeah, we want to avoid the pipes there, don't we? So coming round here and then coming down is probably our best option. So not across the bridge, left and then a right. But yeah, I think that'll be the next vote then for that. And obviously, as I said earlier, Shadows is getting a new update today, later on this afternoon. It's crossover with a game that I've never, well, it's an anime, I believe, that I've never even heard of. I'm not into anime, so I probably, it's not, you know, it's why I've not heard of it probably. We'll have a look at that next week. We'll dedicate one stream to it. I think that'll be enough for the crossover. Crossovers generally, as we've had with previous ones, aren't very long. So I think one stream should be enough. The mum should sort of she'll get a dream council. Yeah, it's going to be hard for her first Christmas alone as well. Are you having her over yours, or is someone else having her for the day? Or is she having people over? To be fair, she probably should. I know it's she probably won't agree to it, but having the counselling before it hits her is probably more beneficial. If you're getting her to agree to that's probably not going to be the easiest thing. Because that's the thing, people don't think they need the help until they need the help. But actually, having the help before you need the help can help. It's a lot of helps. But it can make a difference having it early. That's the thing. But convincing someone who doesn't feel they need it yet, that they need it, is hard. Are you going to hers for that? Okay, so at least she's with someone then, at least. And you're with her. That's the positive, isn't it? That's the thing. But yeah, convincing her she needs the help before she feels she needs help is hard. That is the problem. The thing is, all you can do is take it as it is and just, you know, think of the good times. That's the only thing you can really do, isn't it? Think of the positives, essentially. My stepson had a little accident last night in his car, actually, to be fair. He was adjusting his parking, I believe, when he got home, and a lady drove into the side of him. He's absolutely fine, to be fair. His car's going to be written off, I think. But yeah, physically he's fine. Mentally, he was in a bit of shock last night. And it's not the nicest thing to experience, but at least he's had that experience now. But yeah, that was fun and games, learning about that last night, to be fair. Right, I'm trying to work out the best way to go here. We want to be going to our right, don't we? Because we've got to go through the quarry. We've got to get past these rocks, which I didn't realise we've got a vehicle on the side there. I'm just trying to push the tree over. I wanted to try and get past these rocks, but come on, down you go. I don't know why. I didn't realise we'd left one of the vehicles on its side like that. Right, I needed the space to get through. That rock may cause a hindrance. Because if the trailer can get over. Come on. Come on. Ah, there's always a chance. Front wheels are fine, trailer wheels not so much. Just want to try and push these out of the way. There's actually 3 of them. I didn't see the third one. I think we're fine now. Once the first wheel goes over, generally it's okay. So far so good. This is the rusty heavy transporter, so it's not going to be as good as the normal one. Normally the stats are one lower. But so far it's been okay. I may have talked too soon though. Let's go through water and mud. It's okay. As long as it's moving forward, it's going okay. The concern is when it stops. That's the thing. Especially when in awkward conditions like this. And it is the trailer that bogs down more than the front, to be fair. See how deep some of that mud goes as well. Come on. Low gear. Hopefully that will help. In a way I have to speak to her like a child. Oh, really? The hospital wasn't a hotel. Yeah. The thing is, there's nothing else you can do. It's hard with parents, especially convincing them that that you know what's best for them. I think that's the hard thing. They see it as they should be looking after you, and not the other way around. That's the thing. Right, we're going to need to move our grader out of the way here, as we are blocking the road. When we needed the sand, we just had to move this here so we got more of a reach. That's now off the road. For a rusty transporter, this is doing okay, to be fair. That was our first little issue there with the mud and the water. Other than that, this has been okay. I was worried that because it's a rusty version, obviously the mobility is less, which meant obviously pulling and getting stuck is probably going to be more likely, but actually done okay so far. So we're heading into Palkey, across the bridges in Palkey, and then we are nearly to where we're trying to get to. I think we're taking a right here. We are taking a right. So we're going to head across both bridges in Palkey, through the village. And I forgot where the bridge is at. That's a good point, we have a bridge there. Keep going this way, because we've got to come round on ourselves to get there. But yeah, through Palkey, follow the road until we get to this over here. And then we're heading to past the loading station and past the pumping station as well. That's kind of our route. This is the longest one to do, the furthest one away. So we knew this would take a little bit of time getting there. There was no quick way of bringing this, that's the problem. And the only vehicle that's long enough to carry it, other than the Wayfarer, which is the worst vehicle in the game, is the heavy transporter. She does listen to you and the wife. Yeah, I think that helps, doesn't it? That's the thing. At least she listens, that's the important part. It's still hard though. Tell a parent that you know best is hard. Okay, so over the bridge here, and then we need to take a right, follow this round until we go to there, which is the left, and then under the bridge. But yeah, video's gonna be interesting tomorrow. Can't believe it's nearly December already. 2025 has flown, and I also can't believe it's 5 years nearly. I'm not looking forward to doing that 5-year video, the anniversary one. I dread it every year, to be fair. Once I've done it, I'm fine, but it's the actual thinking about it. Yeah, we're so close to 2026 already, it's mad. It's weird that as you get older, time seems to go a lot quicker. The years fly by, but I remember being a kid and everything seemed really slow. But as you're older, it just flies. Oh, that was the weird. Also, so I had my little boy at school. He's told a few people that I do YouTube. You know, my little boy's been in some of the videos and stuff, not visually, but you've heard him speak, and he's played some of the stuff and contributed that way. So he's obviously told some of his friends that I stream a lot, essentially. He keeps calling me a YouTuber, I have to keep correcting him. But some of them now, because kids these days want to be a YouTuber, content creator, whatever you want to call it, they want to be one, and I'm definitely not one. I disagree with that label completely. But they've all started these channels, which are not old enough to start, and then wanted advice on what they should do. And he was coming home the other day with a list of channels that I need to go and have a look at and basically do a review of. It was ridiculous. It's amazing seeing the mind of a 10, 11-year-old, it really is, and what they think and how they do things. The fact that they're all underage unless a parent is in the videos with them, and none of them were. But yeah, it's the way they think is just random. Whereas my little boy's not interested in that. He doesn't mind doing the odd thing with me, but he's not interested in his own channel or anything, which is good. Okay, we're getting to Warmay. We're getting closer and closer. The other one will be a lot quicker than this one, to be fair. This one is probably the slowest journey we're going to do. The other one should be fairly quick. Well, I suppose we may have to get a crane there as well, to be fair. Actually, it might not be as quick as I think. Not sure. We've got the other transporter to use that's near it. And we've got a crane there to pick it up as well. And I think there's a crane at a drop-off point. We'll have to check that. Definitely a lot closer than this one, though. We are struggling up this hill a little bit here. In fact, we're now just ground to a halt, which was a bit of a concern. Come on, find the grip. It's not finding the grip, is it? Okay, we have got low gear on. I thought I might actually help. Just drop back a bit and see if we can go again. Come more to one side, maybe. Come on. I think it's the weight. I haven't got the grip anywhere to get up the hill. Right, may need to get a vehicle to tow us a little bit up here. I don't know if this is because it's the rusty version. Is why it's having the issue. What I might do, we're going to go down a bit and see if we come in at this low gear straight away off the back. We only added it in when we started slowing down. May find that helps. I think it's this little ridge there that's the problem. If we can't get up this attempt, we will go and get a vehicle to tow us. But yeah, we did think there might be some issues, but I didn't think it was this hill, to be fair. Can we keep going? It's that ridge. If we can get the wheels over the ridge, we'll be okay. But no. Oh no, we are, hang on. We're moving. That might be it though. Might be done nothing. Full beans. No, we got nothing. Oh, hang on, hang on. I thought we might get some grip there for a minute. No, we're going to need a tow. Just can't get the trailer over that ridge by the looks of things. Okay. So, our nearest vehicle to here, hopefully we have one. What have we got here? It's not really the best for towing, is it? We have a towing vehicle there, we've got to get it up the slope here without it falling over. That's our nearest vehicle, I think it is, isn't it? Okay. So we've got a... No, it's on its side. That wasn't really the ideal. What we got here? Ah, we've got a scout vehicle here. Whether this can tow us, I don't know, to be fair. We need to get back across the water, though. That's the only downside here. This is it our nearest vehicle, actually? What do we got over here? Don't think we've got anything that can tow. No. Obviously got a crane there. Oh, actually, scout vehicle. It's the other side of Palkey, but that's probably our best bet. Because this will be able to tow it. I don't think it's going to need much. Yes, this is tiny. The power this will be able to tow with is small, but once you put towing into the equation, it shouldn't be too bad. Because it will run under its own steam as well as the extra power this gets. And that may just be enough to make it do what we need it to do. It's just that ridge, it just can't get the trailer over. Obviously the weight's quite a lot. for a mobile treatment plant on the trailer. So, plus we all know that the heavy transporters lack power, and since that's the rusty version, it's even lower than normal. So that doesn't help. But actually, this isn't too far away, to be fair. So hopefully, we will just get over that ridge and we'll be fine again. It's only that ridge that's caused us the problem. We're going so well as well. We're getting closer and closer where we need to be. Obviously, we knew this was a long journey, and it was always going to have a few issues. As I say, the heavy transporter has always lacked power, and it is more evident than not in the rusty version than it is in the main. But for anything heavy, it can struggle. Come on, your big old wheels should be fine. This is lacking grip as well. So it's turned over to the pull of a scout vehicle. Yeah, exactly. It should be enough. It's just an extra little bit of a... As I say, once you add towing onto it as well, it should be fine. What are you playing at the minute, Crazy Irishman? What's your focus when you've got some downtime? If you have any downtime, of course. But yeah, what are you playing currently? I bought Expeditions Mud Runner. The Black Friday offers were really good, so I just thought I'd get it for a reduced price. I'm going to play at some point, and it will be for the channel, but I don't know when. But at least I've got it for a decent price, with its DLC as well. You're playing RoadCraft? Oh, okay. How are you finding it so far? I forgot you were playing that, to be fair. Right, just past this bridge is where our vehicle is. The other thing as well, we've used this route a little bit, so although the transport lacks power, and there's all different reasons why this is struggling up the hill, on top of that, we have made the route muddy from previous excursions, so there's also that side of things as well that we don't always think about, but the route itself is compromised because of that. Okay, we're hooked on. We're going to put towing on as well. Let's see if we can get up here. Come on. It is doing it. All it needed was a little bit extra. And it's done it. We're up. There we go. Okay, let's take the winch off, swap back over. Obviously that will stay there now in case we need it again, but we should, fingers crossed, be okay. Hang on, let's put the handbrake on so I don't fall backwards. So we need to head right here, a small bridge to go over there, and then round. Obviously we've got some water to contend with here, but it is shallower now that we've drained this using the pumping station. And then from here we need to head close to our coastal base and then round to Warnmay. So we need to head right here and then left after the bridge. This bridge we need to make sure we're as straight as possible when going over, otherwise potentially the trailer falls off and we're in a bit of trouble. We're nearly there, that's the important part. LVs, good morning, how are you? Yeah, did you hear about the Shadows update that's coming, Crazy Iceman? The crossover event. I can't remember what it is, the actual name of the anime it's doing a crossover with. Well, I'm driving while using my phone. Don't get me in trouble for that. Let's see, Shadows. Attack on Titan, that's what it's called. I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, Attack on Titan is the crossover event coming to Shadows this afternoon. As I say, we'll wait till next week. We've got enough going on at the minute not to worry about it now, so we'll look at it next week, I think. You're on the Sojourn map. Okay, cool. Don't I use remote play for Wang? Oh, that's quite good. You got to ask yesterday. Not currently, no. We're only 3.5 hours in, don't forget though. So I would say no, I don't find it too similar. I think there are comparisons. I hate comparing games. I just think each game should be judged on its own merits rather than comparing. But yeah, in terms of being similar, yeah, these things like you do think, I've done that before. But that's because I've done it in Ghost of Tsushima. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Are we stuck in the water here? We are, mate. I thought this mud wouldn't be too much of a problem. But we just can't get the grip. Right, I think we're towing it again. Are we, hang on, let's see. Is it that? Are we beached on that? Is that maybe why? Trying to go. Let's see if we can go this way. I wonder if it was too beached, and maybe that's why I can't get through. Because there's a bit of a jump there. No, I think it's a lack of grip. Although our front end is very low. Okay. Well, we didn't get far before needing the towing vehicle again, but let's go and get it towed. Take a right. You're at the final mission. Oh wow! How many hours do you reckon you put in then, LVs? You think Bumpy's in? I think it might be as well. To be fair, we'll know quite quickly because if this can't help him move, it means we're getting stuck on the bumper is getting stuck. If this helps him move, then it's not so bad. Yeah, so the crossover in Assassin's Shadows comes off and it's Attack on Titan. There's a new area to go to. Similar to the last collaboration we had. And you earned a few new vehicles from it, and new katana and stuff, and new different items. Let's say we'll look at it next week. I'm in no rush to play a crossover, as generally they're only a couple of hours maximum. They're not massively long. Right. Let's hopefully get this towed over. So on the front, towing back on, let's go. That bumper is definitely touching. Come on, we just need a little bit of grip. I think you're right, Kryzon. I think it is the bumper. Okay, if that's the case then. Can we go more central? Yeah, no, we're going to need to go back more, aren't we? Right, try and go to this side. It's really having a hard time with getting over these little bumps. No move. Oh, we have, hang on. There's a bit of movement there. Not enough though, is it? No, okay. Let's swap back and reverse back and see if we can try and avoid this patch of mud that's there. Because I think you're right, Kryzon. I think it's the bumper that's catching. My concern was going too deep, so I was trying to stay more on the road section. Yeah. We didn't actually need the tow in the end, we just need to go more to the left to avoid that bit of mud in the middle. It was the bumper more than the actual getting stuck. By the looks of things, we're through though. You're doing Dying Light 2 next. Nice. What about, you've got the third one as well, haven't you? You're 100 hours currently in Yotai. Go for platinum, nice. Is there, obviously we don't look at trophies till after the story, is there a new game plus for the platinum or not? We did platinum Ghost of Tsushima, to be fair. Yeah, you were right, guys. Ashman going to one side there didn't make the difference. Right, we've got our sand for the next bits. That should be fine. But yeah, so as I say, Assassin's Creed Shadows, we'll dedicate a stream to it next week. Probably take away one of RoadCraft streams, because I do want to throw some Ghost of the Ota, obviously. And as I say, I think the next vote we do will have an option for doing Ghost of the Ota 5 days a week rather than 3, and only have one game on the go potentially. We've also got the DLC coming to Avatar as well. That's alongside the film that's coming out. I think that's out in December, the DLC, to be fair. And obviously we've done everything else on Avatar, so I don't know if it's probably we will look at it at some point. I don't think we're in any rush really though, to be fair. I know they added a first person, or third person view in for Avatar that wasn't there when we played it, to be fair. There's no new game plus for that. That's good then. So maybe we may go for platinum as well then, to be fair. That's one of the, that and multiplayer trophies are the two kind of trophies that generally stop us going for platinum on games. I'm just not a fan of New Game Plus on anything. I know New Game Plus for Yote dropped yesterday. But yeah, for me it's just not, I'm not interested in New Game Plus on anything. The only one we've done it on is Mars Morales. We did New Game Plus on that only because that was the only trophy we needed for platinum, and it wasn't very long, to be fair. We'd already got every other trophy bar that one. But yeah, generally I don't touch New Game Plus generally. As you said yesterday, LV, once you know the story, you know the story, don't you? So that does put me off quite a bit. Right, we're getting the wall, mate. It's taken a bit of time, but that was always going to be the issue. There was part of me that thought maybe we'll finish this map today. I don't think we will. Knowing after this we've still got 9 more main missions to do, 3 infrastructure and 3 side missions as well. Unless they're really short and quick, we won't finish this today. But that's not, it's not the end of the world. We'll probably finish it on Friday's stream, to be fair. And then we move on to the final map thing. We were saying also, when we finish this, I'm looking at some community made maps in the mod section and just seeing if any of them are any good. So that might be something to think about. Rather than pick a new main game, once this is finished, maybe we have a look at some of the community maps and see what we think of them. Because I know there's quite a few on there. Whether they're any good or not, I don't know. I don't really touch mods normally. It'd be interesting to have a look at them. Right, let's just reassess where we're heading here. So we need to head right here. And we're not going to go to the power substation. Made that mistake already once. Head left, come round this way, past the bridge. Ignore that drop off. And we get to there and then we can deliver this. And there's one more to do after this one, which should be a lot quicker. Because it's a lot closer to its final destination. There's no real muddy sections bar this bit. I think the rest of it is all plain sailing to a degree. So we shouldn't need towing or anything, hopefully. To be fair, for the rusty version of the heavy transporter, it's not done too badly. You know, we've always said it lacks power, and that's evident a lot of the time when you're carrying any decent load. And the rusty version is worse than the normal version, but it's done alright. Yeah, we had a couple of issues, but they're nothing that I don't think the normal one would have had the same issue, to be fair. You know, the bumper a minute ago, same would have been with the normal one. And the getting stuck up the hill, I think the normal one may have got the same issue, to be fair, because of the steepness of that hill. But yeah, I still can't find when the update's coming for this. There's meant to be 3 new vehicles coming. I know there were wood vehicles, which is a bit frustrating. I don't think they're needed. I think there's a decent choice as it is. But I don't know when that's actually releasing. I still can't find out either if there's going to be more coming to RoadCraft. I've tried to have a little bit of a look and still can't find anything concrete to say yes, there's more coming. I know Expeditions is finishing after this next season, They've already said that, but they've not said anything about RoadCraft, to be fair. And we all know SnowRunner's never going to finish. It's just always ongoing. I said there should be no other problems, actually I forgot. There is a mud section here, which could be tricky. Although there's wooden slats running along it, for grip, we may be okay. But we are nearly at the destination we need to unload at. Yeah, these wooden slats, there's some more in the water here. There's a bit of a ridge here though, annoyingly. This may be problematic for us. We shall see. That wasn't too bad. Can we get up the ridge? Yeah. That wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it might be, to be fair. We'll trade up the hill as well. Yeah, I thought that'd be worse than what it was. Okay. We are nearly there. Got a bit of mud to get through. I'm glad when this mission's done, to be fair. Although we didn't have the best start, we had some issues right at the start of the stream with vehicles. And retrieving one from a hill where we left it. Come on, nearly there. This is where we find out the crane can't reach. Although we did, the last one did reach, eventually. Right, the thinking was, they can pick this up from the back. We can spin this round enough. I may have just wished I went straight here. Let's move this out of the way. I thought for a second I'd be clever and back it up, but actually to make life harder for ourselves. We might as well just drive alongside it like we should have done to start with. Yeah, I didn't really need to be so clever about it. I was just trying to get in a better position, but... Right, we're here. Second one to do. Let's get this unloaded and in position. See where it's got to go down there. And that'll be the second... the third one of these, sorry, done. Second one. And we've got one more to do, but should be a little bit closer to do, hopefully. Okay. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about here is reaching. And obviously toppling over, but because this is going to be very, very heavy. The Zilks is our best crane though, to be fair. It can carry the most weight out of all of them. Yeah, we just need to be a little bit careful not to fall over here. See, we are tipping slightly, but I think we're okay. Lower it down and see how we go. Trying to keep just an edge on the actual crane. There is a tree in the way as well, which isn't helpful. There we go, it's in position. That is number 2 done. We've got one more of these to deliver now. And then it should be mission complete and the second part of the story done. So we need to pick one up from here and take it over this bridge and down here. Now we do have a heavy crane over here. So what I'm thinking is heavy crane to load up and then heavy crane to drive back. The only issue we have, this is slightly caught on the bridge from previous. And it's quite badly caught. Okay, is that going to help us? Don't do that. Come on. There we go, we're off. Right, we'll have to reverse. I've got no way to turn around here really. So we'll reverse over the bridge and say this is what we're going to load the transporter up with, and then we'll drive both across where we're going. It's not too far. It's by the steel beam plant. So this shouldn't be too bad distance wise. What I haven't checked actually while we're doing this So I thought. Okay, I thought there was still an infrastructure mission, a convoy going, or there isn't. When the wife wants to watch something else, I'm waiting to play, I'm going to find a remote play. Yeah, that's true. I think in that situation it's really good, isn't it? I know it's had some criticism. Because I think people didn't look at what it was going to do when they released it. A lot of people thought it was like the Switch. You could take it anywhere and play, which isn't always the case, obviously. You know, your PlayStation also needs to be on. So I think a lot of people didn't quite understand. Well, nearly crashed. I don't think they understood what it was going to do and how it was going to work. But to be fair, in a situation like that, it works pretty well, doesn't it? I don't generally play games for myself. I'm in the wrong one. Ah! I thought this was where it's picking up from, that's why I didn't turn around. Right, okay. Let's reverse back, turn around, and go across the bridge. Reverse through the gate thinking, oh, this is the gate we need to go in. There's no point turning around, we'll just head straight there. I was wrong. But yeah, when my mother wants to watch something, I've always generally got the laptop out, to be fair, playing something on that. Or on the Switch, currently through the Pokemon, to be honest. Although I do like playing the Switch on TV, to be fair. I do have it docked the majority of the time. And I've completed the Pokedex on the new Pokemon ZA. I've completed the Pokedex, which I think is really cool. Nearly got Shiny Charm. Now my little boy, on the other hand, he has done something I've never done in all my years of playing Pokemon. He has got completed a living dex for Pokemon ZA. And yeah, Pokemon ZA is easier to fight, to catch Pokemon to a degree. But to actually complete a living dex, I think is actually a really cool achievement. There's not many people I know that have ever managed to do it. But at least some of that was me helping him with catching and trading them. But it doesn't take away from the fact he completed it. And he did it himself. And it was his choice. I don't know why he chose to do a living dex. Definitely would have been my first choice of thing to do. How easy is it? There's a lot of tree stumps here which could cause us some problems when we're trying to get this round. Like that. Nearly pulled that tree stump out the floor, to be fair. Okay. Let me bring this round. Some big trees here. Although we can knock a few of them down, which we've just done. Just destroy my pile of wood that we put there previously. All we're going to do is get to the road and then we're away. I was going to just recover this, but actually, if we can get there ourselves, there's no point recovering it. Come on. You're going to tell me the trailer can't get over, aren't you? Trailer can't go over the ridge for the train line. By the looks of things. It's just too steep for it. I'm going to try low gear and kind of more of an angle. Doesn't help we can't get the back wheels aren't fully on the floor. Can we get it or not? If not, I'll just recall it. No, we can't. We've got nothing. Okay, we're going to quickly recall this back to the roadside base, just because there's no point messing around when it's not moving. What am I doing? Wrong one. Where's our vehicle? Oh, hang on. It's there. We could spend ages trying to get out of that situation, but there's no point when we know we've got a base nearby. There's no point spending ages trying to get out of that situation when we can do this. It's freaking already. Oh, really? Yeah, I can't see that. I've not heard that. I'll be surprised. As I say, the Switch 2's not been out very long. And whilst they're still making games available on the base Switch, normally you'd finish the last generation of games first and make only Switch 2 games, then release the next one. So because otherwise they'll have to have support for 3 different devices essentially, which you can't see them doing. So that's surprising me, to be fair, if they do that. The Switch 2 I don't think has been as popular as they thought either. And I don't think it's any fault of the Switch. I think the Switch 2 is fine. But there's been no real push to actually move over. Because games that you play on the base Switch can also play in the Switch 2. So you don't have to change over. Yeah, graphics may be slightly better. I don't think you gain enough to warrant a change if you don't need to. Although, admittedly, I got one on release, and we've now got 2. To be fair, one for my boy and one for me. And only because I was getting annoyed I wanted to play stuff like Pokemon, and he was also playing it, so I had to wait. So I got a second one. But generally, there's not much of a push to do that, so I'll be surprised to get a Switch 3 out this soon. As I say, since the Switch 2 take-up hasn't been amazing. But I think some of that is a lot of the issue with that is the games. There's not enough Switch 2 only games coming, really. That's the problem. Okay, we're here to load up, and then we'll drive the crane first to where we're going because we want to get that in position first and foremost. But we can now load this up. We're here at last. Final one of these, and then we'll see what the story holds for us. I still think they missed the trick here with taking Kelly out. You don't feel as involved in the actual map and the community of the map because there's a lack of talk from Kelly. I think they definitely missed the trick. It's more and more evident, I think, the more we get into the story of the map. It's a lot more evident that it's missing that inclusion. Okay, we're done. That's on. Let's anchors camera. So for this, we just need to drive across this bridge and over this one, down this road that we built to the steel beam facility, and get in position here to put it into there. So we'll take the crane first, as it's better to have that in position, I think, first, and then we'll drive the heavy transporter afterwards. There should be no issues. This is all road. I suppose the only issue is getting out of this kind of bit. Other than that, the whole thing is mainly road. But I think all of it's road. So we shouldn't have any issues with hills or anything. I think getting the heavy transporter out of that little gap is going to be tricky. But other than that, there should be a straightforward run for this last bit. And then that will leave us 9 main missions still to do. But I think the story will move over to the 3rd and final part. And considering this map is contamination, if these water treatment plants are going to clean the water, what else will we need to do? That's the interesting thing. They should have kept... Yeah, I really think they should have done it. Really taken so much out of this. As I say, you just don't feel connected to the map as much as we did in the base game. And it is because you haven't got that conversation. You know, she did a good job of having the jokes occasionally as well, and telling you about the locals and things. It's a weird thing they did to take her out. I don't know whether they just thought she was too annoying. I don't know if people complained. I'm not seeing anything saying that, you know, Kelly was an issue. But it just seems a weird thing to take away. Okay, let's get as close as we can here. Obviously, reach down the hill is always an issue. Let's have a quick look. We're probably best going straight for this corner here, I think. I might have to destroy this. Oh no. Yeah, I did say I might have to destroy it. Okay. That left-hand anchor, that's the problem. Might have to be more at an angle, maybe. Rounded angle here. I think I just destroyed one of the wheels off that trailer. Yeah, if we go more of an angle, I'm hoping if we get this right, the anchors will be fine as well. Make sure there's enough room for them without going over the edge. Stop there. No. Try going straight here. No. Can't get the. I can't. I'm trying to get as close as possible, but I need to allow space for the anchors. Maybe I'm trying too hard to be as close to it. Right, that's better. Anchors are there. Let's jump into the heavy transporter. Getting out of this gap could be tricky, because there's a really tight turn there that I don't think we'll make very easily. Cannot secure cargo. Why? Okay, that's weird. Oh, there we go. For some reason it wouldn't secure. I think reversing out of here is our best bet. I really hate reversing long trailers. Take them nice and slow. Don't want the convoy coming past at the same time. Right, we need to swing this round if we can. Got to do this slow, otherwise we'll mess this up massively. Actually didn't go as bad as I thought it was going to. Is there enough for me to turn? Not quite. That actually went a lot better than I thought it would. I thought that was going to be a lot harder than that. Okay, we're away. So over this bridge, straight ahead, over the road we built, and we're basically there. Yeah, humour. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there may have been issues with the person who voiced it. You know, maybe they didn't extend their contract, but it's a shame. I think you do need that, especially in a game like this where, you know, in a way you make your own kind of story to go along with it, don't you, to a degree. You don't have to do that when she was involved as much. I don't think some people will find it harder to get into the DLC because of the lack of the conclusion. It's not so bad for me because I talk all the time. Even when I'm playing on my own and on other games, I will generally talk to myself, so it's not so bad. But you do notice it massively. It does change the whole atmosphere of the game as well. Okay, we're nearly there. Be interested to see what changes and what's new in a minute. So from what we saw at the start, we were 78% complete when we started today. This is the only mission we're going to have done this morning so far, only because there was quite a lot to do with this one. So we'll see what comes next once this is done. As I say, I'm hoping we can reach, because there is always that concern here that we can't reach. We won't really know until we're in the air though. There we go. Bring it round. I think we're okay, reach-wise I think it'll be okay. Come round. Yeah, plenty of reach. Don't know what I was worried about, to be fair. It's even got more reach than the other one did, to be honest. There we go. Mission complete. It's not completed the next bit, I don't think. Or has it? No. Okay, there's more to do. I thought that was the only thing we had left to do to finish off this second part. But no, we've got to create a route. To deliver water filters to Pile Key. So where are we starting? Okay. Water treatment plant. And where are we ending? Pile Key. Okay. That's the only mission we have now is to do this. Oh, is it? Okay. I thought you just had a look, did you? I don't know who that is, obviously, but there's nothing wrong with the voice, though. Right, pile key is where we're going to get to. This is going to be interesting to say the least. Let's start plotting though. We're going to have to watch the convoy. We may have to solve... Well, we shouldn't have to solve any issues, to be fair. The route itself is okay. There might be one small issue we'll have to deal with. But we'll see. It doesn't look like it's the Wayfarer, so that's a plus point. Because I don't know if we'd make it if it was the Wayfarer. But there's no more missions on bar this one. And the mission didn't swap to this, so this is another mission. There's 9 main missions left. So this will be one of them. Because it didn't just extend the mission we was doing. This is a separate thing. This is also an infrastructure mission. So that will take, after this is done, that will mean 2 more are left. There's a lot of rewards per truck after this as well. Yeah, so this has got a lot of rewards to keep going. Obviously the XP doesn't matter, as we are max level. But the money rewards, we don't need it, but it's there. Okay, down this slope, over the bridge, this way. Just trying to see where the issues could lie getting the pole key. Oh, this could be issues here. Thinking about it, this may struggle. I didn't think of that. Okay. Because of our bridge here, we may encounter some issues. Are we better off sending it across this bridge? It's a longer journey, but the bridges are better. Although saying that, it's got to contend with all that. Because our bridge here isn't a natural bridge, it's one we've made. So there is potential for it to get stuck coming off this bridge. Although our other vehicle made it, to be fair. It might be okay. I don't really know, is my concern. Obviously we've got to dodge that tree. And obviously we can't see tree stumps. We'll straight line it and see what happens. If we have to go and help it, we'll go. We can always send something over to get rid of all the stumps if they're in the way. I'm hoping they're not. As I say, it's not the Wayfarer, so grip-wise it should be okay. Okay, that's our route. I don't know how well this is going to go. We will observe, I suppose. There's no other missions for us to do in the meantime. So we might as well spectate and see what happens. I put it on auto. Let's enjoy the journey. We've done other things not well known and maybe had something. Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe a conflict of schedules, maybe. How many vehicles are in this convoy? We just change it to. Is it just the one vehicle? Or is there more? 2 vehicles by the looks of it. Right, I'll put it back on auto. I don't know how well this is going to go. We could have sent them the longer route, but there is still going to be issues with the terrain. The only thing that's worrying me here is the bridge that we made to get off. That's my only concern. I'm hoping I'm overthinking it. It's not a big issue, but we won't know until we're there. But both vehicles do have to make it to destination for this to finish. And as I say, I believe this is it for the middle part. I know I've already said that once. I wasn't expecting this though. Feels weird not being the one that's driving, to be honest. So far so good though. Okay, this is now nearly the bit we're worried about, the bridge we made. How it's this bit that's now the concern. It's coming off the bridge. If it makes it brilliant. If it doesn't, we've got an issue. And I've straight lined it rather than trying to navigate between the trees and the rocks and stuff. I straight lined it to see if that would make it better. It may make it worse. We shall see. Because it should be able to knock over any small trees. It's the stumps I'm more concerned about. We couldn't see them on the map. Right, here we go. Moment of truth. Okay, hit something there. Still going though. As I say, we did straight line it here. Can we get through? Hit a tree. Is he going to knock the tree over? He will knock the tree over. The other one's behind it. Oh, that tree's going to be in the way. I should have moved it slightly to the right here, I think. It's not going to get past. Okay, it's going to fail here, I think. Which is fine. That tree didn't look very big, so that's why I straight lined it. But what we could have done is gone round, to be fair. It may push the tree over, but I've got a feeling it won't. Or will it? No, it's not failed yet. I think they've pushed it. No. It's failed. It's going to fail. There's a bit of a hill there as well, which obviously wasn't as apparent. No, it should fail there, I think. Yeah, it's the incline. That incline wasn't as apparent when we set the route. They're still trying though. What we probably could have done is come across here and then down. I expected it to fail by now, but it's still going. Just fail so I can reset it. Because it will reset from whatever point we start it in a minute. So we would have to go back to the beginning of the convoy. But it's just not failing. It's refusing to fail. Just keeps hitting the tree. Wrong vehicle. I lost my vehicle. Where is it? Over here. Why would it not? I don't know why it's not failing. It should be failing. There we go. It's failed now. That's what we wanted to happen. It may seem weird the fact we wanted that to happen, but we did. So we're going to edit this and move this way to come round a little bit here to avoid that tree. Now we know that's obviously an issue. Why can't I move that way? There we go. Might add another. Won't give me another point in there. A point there would have been helpful. I can add a new point there. No. There we go. Obviously that mud may be a problem as well. We'll see. Right. Let's see if this is any better. Obviously these vehicles are pretty good over the terrain, so the terrain shouldn't be too much of a problem. It is the trees, but once they're through them I think it'll be okay. That incline is potentially a problem for the rear vehicle. That rear vehicle, we've got to be able to get up there, otherwise it'll fail again. You can't see the incline on the map, that's the thing. Oh, there's a stump there again, we couldn't see that on the map. Is the other one struggling still? And that's behind it, it's coming, slowly. Or is it? I think the other one's stuck. Yeah, this one's not making up that incline. I can't spectate it. Okay. And now this one's stuck in the mud. We did say this could be a problem. I didn't think it'd be this much of a problem. Okay, what we need to do then... Oh, it's failed here now. So they will actually start here. weirdly. But it's this mud here that's the problem. What I want to do, because we know there's going to be more routes after this, I'm going to... in fact, actually, no, let them start here. How bad is the mud? Bad. They're not going to make it. There is no way they're going to make it over there. We're going to need to put some sand down, I think. Yeah, we're going to need to put some sand down. I can't see another way of them getting over that. We're so close, but it's just it's too bad there. And you can't skirt around the edge because there's tree stumps. Although, actually, we can. I think we can get around the side here. To avoid completely redoing it, let's add a point in... Wait a minute, add a point. Add a point! Alright, wait a minute, add a point. Let's go this side. There are tree stumps, admittedly. But if we stay high here, I think we'd avoid the tree stumps. The small trees can be knocked out the way. I think there's a chance we can get round that. Let's see. Where's the incline again, I think, isn't it? Or is it the tree it's stuck on? Is it the tree? I think it's the tree, but the tree is bending. The tree should fall over. Yeah, the tree's going. It will probably fail though, because the route is not, it's no longer in the route we set. The other one is, you can see the other one is going. It's turned into a bit of a comedy of errors, this bit. It's all because of that first tree. Okay, it is going to fail again. I don't want to cancel route because it will go... yeah, there we go. Okay. So we got this slightly wrong. There is now, the tree's now gone from there. What I'm going to do though is make this a little bit straighter because we know there's an incline that they were struggling with. Let's try that. As I say, we could bring vehicles over to help. We could put some mud, some sand down and stuff. The only thing is our vehicles are quite a way away. If there's a better way of doing this, i.e. like this, we'll try and get it done this way. So the mud was too tricky for them. What are you stuck on now? How's it hit? So it was avoiding going into the mud because they can't get through the mud. That's failed again. Don't quite know what I got caught on that time. Try again. By the time we've actually got there, we're going to wish we'd just put some sand down. Although these thin trees will go down really easily. That might have worked out really well. We're off. We're running. Stuck on... Is it a tree stump? Yeah. Again, we couldn't see that tree stump from the map. That's the problem. The other one's fallen over. This will fail anyway now. Because the other one's fallen over. So we need to be a bit wider here by the looks of things. So this vehicle fell over. I don't quite know how it fell over there. A little bit that way. So there was a tree stump coming off here we didn't see. If we go more that way, at this point, I don't know. Might be better off going round here as well, rather than go through that big puddle. We'll go round, I think. A lot of this is trial and error, and yeah, there are things we could probably do to help. I put a road in and stuff. Maybe I'd avoid doing all of that. Okay. around the edge of this other puddle. Definitely working better. What are you stuck on now? It might have beached itself, to be fair. Trying to see where it's stuck. There is an incline there. I think it keeps beaching itself on it. It's all well and good the other one pushing, but that's going to get the exact same issue. We need to go a bit more to the left here, I think. Or was it just something needed pushing over? May have just needed pushing a little bit, to be fair. They're now fighting. I hate it when they do this. Then trucks fighting isn't a good thing. The other one's taken the lead. This was the only bit I think I was worried about, was that bit. Although that's stuck in the mud. Can he get up? The other one took the route we wanted, it stayed away from the mud more. This one went into the mud. Come on, get up there. No. It will fail because that one can't get up the hill. And the other one's off and running, but this one will fail the route. Come on. We know all we've got to do is just move the actual route to the right slightly, where the other one went, really. Right, fail, so I can sort it out. Still trying. I want it to fail, because then it's just, we can change it. Come on. At least they've cleared the route of trees for the future vehicles that do this this route. And maybe saying to get the actual infrastructure mission complete with all the rewards, you may have to come and deal with a few things here. Just failed, please. Thank you. It failed. Right. So from what we saw there... Oh wow, it's... hang on. It's found it here. How did it find it there? We were stuck over here. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that for the minute, because obviously it's found it here. So all we're going to do is cross the bridge. Why did that? That was a weird one. There we go. I don't quite understand. It found it on the lead vehicle, I think. Hence why we didn't have to go back. That's made our life a little bit easier. Their route is still going to have a slight issue, I think, there. We may have to deal with. But now this should be convoy complete and mission complete. Where's the second vehicle gone? Oh, it's coming. There we go. But yeah, that's mission complete. Did we save time by not getting sand down there and getting vehicles around? Probably. It would have taken probably a lot longer to put sand down and grade it. Okay, that is operational. Oh, we haven't. Okay. So I've been completely wrong. I thought now this would lead to the main part of the story changing. It hasn't done. We've now got new missions and we're still on the middle part. Yeah, you got the answer. Absolutely. So, new main mission. Build a toxic waste storage facility. We need clear the area, make a route, deliver a vehicle, and resources 6 beams, 5 logs. We've got plenty of logs. And then warehouse 501 will be restored. That's main objective. Side objective, activate the crane at the steel mill. What? We need to pick up something that's there and take it to the steel mill to activate a crane. The local crane can be a valuable asset if we can fix its hydraulic machinery. We prepare the container with the necessary parts for the repairs and pile key. Bring the parts to the crane and replace the damaged equipment. Then you'll be able to use the crane for future jobs. Okay. So there's a crane we need to deliver here, or parts to fix a crane there. Interestingly. I think we might do that first. Because that crane may be helpful for clearing this area. If there's a second crane there. So let's track that first mission. And then let's have a look at the route for this. Reason being, if the route is ongoing while we're doing other things, makes our life a little bit easier. So where's this route going from? The quarry to the steel beam facility. Okay. So from that quarry to the steel beams, our best route is probably over that bridge there then, isn't it? Doesn't look too bad a route, to be fair. So we'll set the route off, and then if there's some issues we may have to deal with them. But I think this may be able to just be up and running and on the go in the background whilst we're doing other things. It's always best to get these convoys going, because we can just leave them and do their thing while we're doing other bits and pieces. Obviously, the only issue we may have here is this if it gets stuck, obviously. Hopefully, it won't. We've driven this route ourselves. It's not too bad, the terrain, to be fair here. There are some sticky bits like that one. It's nothing that can't be got round, essentially. It should be able to drive fine. This bit could potentially be a problem. Yes, we've driven it ourselves, but there's no guarantee the AI will still do what we can do. That's the thing. So we may have to deal with that. And where are we going there? And as we've seen previously, and we've said it a few times, you can't always see the problems on a route. That is the issue. Right, so we need to go and pick up this bit here. We don't know how big this is, do we? It doesn't look very big, the parts. We can actually have a look at it. This vehicle's about to drive past it. So if we jump into this vehicle to spectate, all we want to do is just see how big this is, so we know what vehicle to bring to pick it up. That's all we need to see. I think we should have a vehicle at the steel beams facility, to be fair, that we can quickly drive over. We should be able to drive past it in a second, and we'll see. It is a strange route, isn't it? Quarry to there. I don't know. Quarry to quarry, essentially. I didn't actually read the actual blurb for this main mission, so I'll have a look at that in a sec. That may help us understand it better. I only read the blurb for the side mission. Okay, so it's a small crate. So any of our vehicles with cranes, mule, boron, they can carry it. So yeah, the main mission blurb, let's have a quick look. The steel mill will serve as a temporary site for storing toxic waste. This operation requires extreme caution. Clear the area. How has that failed? Oh, yeah, it has failed. I'll deal with that in a second. Clear the designated area, collect necessary resources, plan a route from the sand quarry, deliver the truck prepared for you at the concrete plant. That's a bit of a drive from concrete plant. Which route failed? The original route failed. The one we did a little while ago. It failed there. I'm going to send that out. So that's the one we just watched that finally got to where we wanted it to. So we need to find a vehicle that's nearby to pick this up and bring it across here. Now, have we got a Voron or a mule nearby? Heavy transporter's there, but it hasn't got a crane on board. I don't think we've got one nearby. Oh, yeah, we have. There we go. This is the Mule T1 Trailblazer. Basically the mule with a facelift. And does have the extra stability that the Voron has. So we need to drive this across to pick up this the bits of hydraulic equipment to fix the crane, which is in that area there. There's quite a big area to clear as well. But I'm hoping some of the metal we can just recycle. Any metal there we can recycle, and hopefully that'll make the beams we need for the same mission. But we're just going to get the side mission done first. Now, we may meet the convoy on the way here, so we need to be a little bit careful about that, because they will just hit each other. Or they will just drive straight into us if they get half the chance. over the bridge. Okay, I didn't see how bad that water is here actually. How bad is it to drive through? Oh no, absolutely fine. Say that. Yeah, I don't think the AI will get stuck there. Potentially. I don't know, maybe. Here it comes now. If it gets stuck there, we may have to put sand down. We have got the vehicles to sort of out nearby, just over the bridge essentially. So if we need to put sand down, we can. Obviously, we'll slow things down a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. So if it gets stuck, we'll put sand there. We won't mess around trying to sort the route out. We'll just go and get sand down. I think that's the quickest and easiest option there. But yeah, strange route. Reading the blurb didn't really give us more information, did it? There was nothing there that you would go, oh, that's fine. Because it's just delivering sand to the other quarry. Which is a weird one. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. We may have to deal with the other, if the other route keeps failing, it's already done it once. We may have to deal with that somehow as well. Okay, let's get this loaded up. Probably didn't need the anchors on, but we'll chuck them on anyway, just in case. So we're just going to pick this up, and we're taking this back the way we've just come, essentially. And that'll be the side mission done. That will leave us 2 more side missions on this map to be done. And then we've got the main mission to do, which is... That will then leave us 8 main missions, I think. Something along those lines. We were 78% complete when we started today. We definitely won't finish the map today. I did honestly think we'd move on to the 3rd part of the story, but we haven't done that. It just keeps adding more and more to the 2nd part. Why was there a noise there and nothing happened? That sounded like something had found a route, but no, they're both going. Oh, I think he may have delivered the first load. There was a little beep and I thought, what's that? I think it's delivered the first load to the quarry. Which means it got across the water absolutely fine. So that route can just continue now. We already have a big crane over here as well. At the steel beams facility. We know there's a crane already there, because we just used it a minute ago to place the mobile plant. Did I once head on with I turned him round. Drove off in the river. No, we read the side missions, this one. Through the crane. So the side mission blurb for the crane is what we're doing now. The convoy we just set was a main mission. Was part of the main mission. But it doesn't say anything about the sand and the quarry. Okay, water treatment plant and pile key failed. We expected that. We'll have a look at that in a second. We may, to get the rewards fully complete, so it actually does go off the list of infrastructure missions we need to complete, it may be worth dealing with that properly. To be fair. Depends where it failed, I think. If it's the same place, we'll have to have a look on what we can do. Obviously, we don't want to spend too much time dealing with it, but we've got to do something, I think. Right, let's deliver this first. Can I get round the back, thinking about it? How am I getting there? There's no entrance that way. Ah, there are some gates here. Obviously we can push through here. Which way does this gate open? Not that way. Okay. This is a pull gate then. Which we should be able to do with the crane. I need to change to a single connection point. No. Might not be close enough. There we go. Reverse a little bit. There we go. Camera, crane. So we can now get through here and deliver the bit to fix the crane in here. Because that's all this is for, is fixing this crane. Connection point. I may have actually messed this up and not, I might not be close enough. Yeah, we're not close enough. Hello. No, we're not close enough, are we? Slight mistake. Go that way. There we go, mission complete. So now there is a crane. We can now use this crane to pick up this rubbish here. As I say, hopefully we can recycle some of it because of what we need. So yeah, the bit I read. So that was a side mission complete. That's all that was. Now it's the main mission. Before this, though, let's go and deal with this infrastructure route. It's the same place, isn't it? Am I just being too tricky with this? So I should just go straight through here. Although I want to avoid all this mud. We don't really know what that's getting caught on. That's the only thing. We'll just move it there and see what happens. If it's the only thing stopping us from 100% the map, we will go and just do it properly. But if that can manage as it is, that would help. So I think clear the areas the first and foremost, because we want to use the metal from that to actually deliver where we need to deliver it. So a lot of this is big metal. If we jump back, if we're staying the mule for the minute, change the camera. That's why we couldn't drive properly. There was anchors out. I forgot to put anchors on. Okay. Let's go and see what it wants us to move. I think it's going to be a lot of these big containers. I don't know if they count as actually things we can sell. Yeah, a lot of big containers. Do they count as things we can sell? Because if they don't flash blue, no. No, they don't. They don't count. So these yellow ones can all be sold. Blue can be recycled. So the big containers do not count to be recycled. Okay, I did think that possibly could be a problem. All the yellow can be sold, but to sell it is miles away. In fact, to sell it, we need to take it all the way. Where do we need to go? I've moved this round, haven't I? To sell it, we need to go all the way down here to the construction depot. So I'm not overly worried about selling it now. I say all that way, it's actually not that far looking at that. So yeah, not worried about selling it, but we do need to move everything. I think our best bet is probably big crane, which we've got nearby. Any metal we do want to try and load up if we can. But yeah, I think this is probably our best bet for clearing a lot of that. But yeah, any metal like the vehicles that are there, we do want to try and recycle them, because I think that will make a difference. Because we need 6 steel beams. Logs we can pick up really quickly and deliver them. They're really simple. The infrastructure route's already completed once, so that's doing its thing. I'm being blinded by the sun at the minute. Okay, bear me a second. It's because it's winter, the sun comes straight through the window, straight into my face, every time when the sun's out. It's only in the winter this happens. We had this the other day. Why is that not working? Don't tell me the blind's broken. Trying to close the blind a bit so I can get rid of the sun. Oh no, for some reason the one side of it wasn't working. There we go. I'll get moaned at later for sitting in darkness all day. Right, there we go. Blind is done. I can actually see again. I couldn't actually see the screen because the sun straight in my face. Right. I've gone the wrong way here. No, we can turn around here. So yeah, I think clear the area first is probably the best thing. We could sell all that yellow stuff, but we don't need to. We can just pile it up, and if we decide to sell it at a later date, we do. If there's a warehouse here, we might actually get a sell point, potentially. But yeah, if we can just pile it up, I think that's probably the best option at the minute. So a lot of this stuff, yeah, all these yellows are all to be sold. There's so much stuff here. Okay. I think we just make a pile of yellow stuff, as much as we can. Obviously the 2 trucks there will try and recycle. Are we going to need access to this road here? Not massively. I'm trying to think what we can, if we block things in, we may have an issue later. Let's put these down over here. I think the big thing is we're moving a lot of them big containers more than anything else. I don't want to mess around too much. As long as things are out of the way, I think we're okay. Ah, the route is still failing. We may need to deal with this. Oh no, that failed in a different place this time, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, failed in a different place. It made it a lot further this time. But yeah, we've got to pick all this stuff up and move everything. Definitely be easier if a lot of it fitted in the mule, but the mule's crane won't be able to do the containers much. So we're probably better off using the big crane. We've got to make somewhere for the containers all to go as well. I don't even know what that is. Is that a generator or something? Potentially. Yeah, and I think we can just stick it over here. Along this side edge. We've got the thing is we've got enough money to buy anything we want to. And the only thing we really left to buy are vehicles, but we own most of the vehicles. I think there's 1 or 2 that we haven't got because they're kind of pointless to use. So actually selling things doesn't make any sense because we just don't need the money. We've over 300,000 in the bank. Companies making a decent profit. Selling stuff just isn't worthwhile if we don't need the money. That's the thing. Okay, don't want to pick up the mule. That's one of ours. I know we're moving the yellow pipes, but as we're turning, these are actually appearing first. Also, the crane cameras have been a bit awkward, although I think it's because of how high we are. Yeah, there we go. We don't really need to be that high, do we? Yeah, there is. I'll do it. That's fine. Quite a lot to move here by the looks of things. I don't know if the portaloos need to go somewhere as well. Don't roll. That's fine. That. I thought it was going to roll back into the road bit. Yeah, we're going to need to find somewhere just to place all the containers into a pile, really. As I say, I don't think we need the road massively, but if we can just not block it, that's still then makes it usable, doesn't it? Just in case we do want to use it for anything. There we go. Okay, we may need to readjust in a second our positioning. One more of these yellow pipes to do. You don't think you have to use the portaloos? There might be someone in them. That is very true. I mean, that would be a bit of a surprise when they're sitting there, wouldn't it? Suddenly start moving. I think it's an earthquake, and actually no, it's a crane that's lifted it up instead. Yeah, that would be quite amusing, to be fair. As long as it wasn't me that's in the toilet, that would be the thing. It's amusing if it's not you that's in there. Okay. I don't know where to put the containers. We're just going to find a place for them, I think. And not block anything. Our left-hand side probably looks the best. I think that might be a good option. That's... toggle anchors. Crane can stay up. It's not... maybe it's not. Okay, my thinking is... start on the edge over here, because I think... that failed again. Where's it failed this time? Please be somewhere different. Oh, not that one. That one. It's failed again there. This is a road we've used quite a few times, but it keeps failing there. And the other vehicle's using that route and it's fine. I don't quite understand what's going on with that. Let's try that. I wonder if the other is hitting the other vehicle. Is the other vehicle still moving? Right, we'll dispatch that one again. This one is operational. Oh, it's just completed, actually, to be fair. Yeah, so it is working. I'll just knock one of the portaloos over as well. Right, my thinking is we lift these and put them over to the left-hand side. So roughly next to the grader that's there already. And we can always put a pile on top of each other here. I don't have the graders in the way, to be fair. There we go. Do the same with this one. Yeah, if someone was in the portaloos, I think I've had a bad day. I do like biography stories. Obviously, it depends on the person I'm reading about. Like I've read a few in my time. Stephen Gerrard's was a really interesting one. I think that's probably the last one I read. Was Gerrard's, to be fair. But yeah, I do find them interesting. Just the way people have had different things happen to them and how they've dealt with them. I don't think that fence breaks, does it? Well, that's the things. Great. We can go there. We've still got plenty of road we can use there, so we're not stopping ourselves and being able to use the road. That's the important thing, is making sure there's still room for us to get down there and do things. Another container. Now the vehicles, I'm not, maybe heavy transporter for the vehicles, because they can be recycled, I believe. And obviously we do need some steel beams, so we need some metal for that. And we've cleared quite a lot of metal away from this area previously. So I don't really know if there's going to be much laying around for us to use these metal beams. There we go. Okay. I wonder if we are better off loading those on the heavy transporter. Obviously, to recycle them, we've got to get them to a small gap there, which isn't ideal for the heavy transporter, to be fair. We may be better off driving these on the crane, the vehicles. So if we hang them over the front end and drive that way, that generally is the best way of doing it. You to listen to read Hawkeye, I just finished listening to that on Audible. Oh, okay. Yeah, he had a serious accident, didn't he? Okay, I'll have to have a look. I can't think what his real name is. Actually, now you've said it. But yeah, his accident was really bad, from what I remember. So the bits that are recyclable on these aren't the actual vehicle themselves. It's just the petrol tanks, I think. Although saying that, I don't think we're going to be able to recycle them that easily. To be fair, what I might do is just put these to one side. 2 cars. Because there's only 2 of them. We're not going to get a massive amount of metal from them. I don't think. Maybe after we clear the air, if we can't find metal anywhere else, we may then do it, I suppose. But at the minute, I think we'll just leave them out of the area at least. Not quite what I wanted to do. There we go. So if we do want to drag them, we can. It's not going to be the hardest thing to do. Right, the other one's over here. We'll grab this one, and then we need to readjust their positioning again. There's obviously no front wheels, hence the way we move them. But yeah, if you put them on the edge, where we just did, at least if you do want to try and recycle them, we can. Have that fan again. Every time. And it's the same spot. But yet, so it's fanning on that spot there, but look at this other vehicle doing it. The other convoy is doing it absolutely fine. How is it one convoy doesn't have an issue and one does? Alright, actually, it does seem to have a little bit of an issue, but it gets around absolutely fine. I don't quite know. It looks like it's just a bit of mud, doesn't it? That's the thing. We'll try that. At least the other place isn't causing it an issue anymore. That's the important part. The other bit isn't causing it any more issues. Right. That's those done. Containers here to do. Jeremy Renner, that's the one. Yes, that was it. Yeah, the snow cap. I couldn't quite remember what the accident was, but yeah. Right, we have got metal in there. We've got 4 containers here. I'm thinking we place them in here, to be fair. Maybe a best option here. I don't want to have to move them too far if we don't need to. So as long as they're out of the way of the metal that's in there, because we can load that up with a mule and recycle that, to be fair. We'll just move one of the containers. Okay. Hopefully we got the reach here. My thinking was just to place them over the other side of the fence. Because if we look on the map quickly, there's no metal to be recycled here. It's all there. And a few bits down there. So because of that, they can go this side, no problems. And then we don't have to move them a massive amount. I suppose the only issue is the grabber may knock them off, but once they're there it should be fine. Yeah, that'd be okay. There we go. Next one. I say logs will be quite quick and easy. We just need to go and pick them up. There's loads in piles nearby, so that should be absolutely fine. Obviously, the beams will need to recycle. Yeah, this is definitely the bit that's going to take the longest. Is just clearing this area. There's so much debris and stuff. Bring this round. There we go. Must have knocked the crate, the container fully over there. Probably about 3/4 of the way done here with stuff we need to move. Okay, that it won't like that because it's going to be on the edge. I thought that'd be okay like that, to be fair. Right, there we go. Right, we've got one more where we are and then we need to reposition. We should really move the mule as well. There's a couple of things to move, forklift trucks. Again, they're something we can sell, but we just don't need to, in all honesty. Why is that not giving me... Oh, there we go. I think I was too high probably. Keep that. Will give me the option. Yeah, Audible's probably the way for me to go, to be fair. I used to read a lot when I was younger. My issue with reading now, and as I got older it's got worse, is I can't leave a book not finished. So if I start reading I have to finish it in one sitting. Otherwise it annoys the hell out of me. I remember nights where, years ago now, but I would stay up all night because I needed to finish. I just couldn't stop, especially if I was really into it. So I had to kind of finish stories in one sitting. Otherwise I'd get annoyed with myself. Swap to the mule. I'm just going to move it out of the way. Okay, crane, we are nearly done here, to be fair. That failed. Yeah. Not that one. It's failed at the same place. I don't understand this. It keeps failing in the same place where the other vehicle doesn't have an issue. Let's go there instead. I don't know if the route's just degrading too much. Right. What's left to move here? Forklifts and the container. I think that's it actually. I think it is just the forklifts and the container. And then I think we're all done here. For the minute anyway. And then obviously we've got everything else to do. Right. Forklifts. Again, these can't be recycled, these can only be sold. Will they go into there? They will. There we go. That's one. Doesn't really matter where you put them as long as they're out of our way. I think it is just the containers to move, and then that's this bit done. And then we'll look at the recycling. I think we'll leave the vehicle we've got to drive from the concrete plant till last. We'll do all the recycling and stuff first. Luckily the beams we can recycle here and then deliver them straight to where they're going, as we're already in the right place. Okay, container. Now with the container I don't want to block any access to that just there, because them yellow doors mean there will be convoys and things coming out of there. So we don't want to block that, really. I'm just gonna, okay, so that's the area cleared. It now counts as clear. I was just going to stick this on the roof, to be fair. Stay. Don't stay. That's okay. That's fine. It doesn't affect us. That's absolutely fine where it is. Right, I'm going to move this crane out of the way. But that is that part of the mission done. Clear the area of objects is complete. So next up, we need to pick up the wooden logs or make the beams. We may as well, as the mule's already here, make the beams. So my thinking is, we jump in the mule. There's a load of metal in this area here. We need 6 steel beams, and we have none in storage. But there's lots of metal around here to quickly pick up. So we'll try and pick all this stuff up in here and see how much we're left with in terms of how many more we still need. I'm hoping this will give us a decent amount towards that 6. I don't think we have any inside the plant ready to make from what we did last time. But we'll get all these on the back of the mule, and there's some further in as well we can grab. And we'll just sort of get this stuff we sold. How are we on for? Oh, we've still got a good hour left. So there's still a big chance we can finish the second part of the map story today and begin the final part potentially. But every time I think we're about to start it, it gives us something else to do. Okay. So that's the first load in. Now there is more around the side here. And you can see it flashing blue. That's all the stuff we can load up on. There is going to be other stuff to get rid of to get to what we want. Whoa! I didn't see we were about to cut an anchor on that. There we go, it's better. So it's just picking up the metal really from here. We have got the grabber crane we could use, but I don't think it's going to be as useful. Yeah, mainly the sort through to get rid of some of the other stuff off what we want to put in the back. We need a full load, ideally. Let's make sure we pick up his metal. What is that? That's metal, I believe. Yeah, that can be recycled. Kind of want to put that in last, really, because that can always fit flat on top of everything. So we'll leave that till last. We'll just clear that out of the way of other things. Okay. There's another one of those flat bits there. Let's bring that round as well. So those two can go on last. Now we've got this metal bit here. Now get to. There's a big pipe in there which we won't be able to get on now, I don't think. We can always come back to. As I say, we just need 6 beams here. We're just making sure we have enough to give us the 6. If not more, we can have more if we can, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the tin roof moves because it won't give me access. Let's swap to the crane like you suggested. It wouldn't. I don't think the roof moves. We haven't used one of these cranes really that much, so they're not the easiest things to use, I find. But yeah, if we can move that roof off, it would be better. Just so not used to using these cranes. I don't think the roof moves. That didn't move at all there, did it? Look at that, I can even pull it towards us kind of thing. Yeah, the roof doesn't move. Is the answer to that. Okay, is that blue? I'm sure that just flashed blue a minute ago. Let's just check. There's something right here. I don't know if it's blue or not. It is. Okay. I wasn't sure if this was metal essentially, but it is. It might be an old fridge or something actually. But yeah, annoyingly that tin roof doesn't move. Okay, what else we got here? That's a tyre. I don't really want the tyre. Come on, give me what I want. Okay, this is the big bit. I wasn't sure if we we're going to get on now or not, to be fair. I don't know actually. Maybe pushing this a little bit, getting this on as well. I think we may need to go and deliver this and then come back. See the truck move there, this is a lot of weight. Stay there, come more in towards us. That does fit. Okay, let's strap that. We'll go and deliver this now, and then we'll come back if we need more, which I think we will. I don't think this will be enough for the 6 beams, but we'll see. Luckily we don't have to take it far. So we're just going to take it through here and then we're there. We'll see what we got. Yeah, I know that it is obstructing that roof, isn't it? But it's all right. We make it work. They can't. They're not going to make it really easy for us, are they? And that's the thing. But yeah, you'd think you'd be able to move the actual roof, wouldn't you? Okay. Let's see how many beams this gives us. We need 6 in total if we can. We've got none in storage. That's 3, nearly 4. Okay, we've got them flat bits as well to take. There's a few other bits in there. I think we won't need to get metal elsewhere. I think with what's remaining, we probably could. There's some containers nearby as well. But yeah, with what's remaining, I think we can get the 6 done without them to go from elsewhere. Because that was always the thing, maybe we'd have to go and pick stuff up from elsewhere. I don't think we need to. I think we should be okay. So we've got the 2 flat bits, and there is a big roll of metal in there as well. In fact, do these not count as metal to the side here? They're not flashing. I can't. I'm not zoomed in enough. No, they don't count. See, they're similar to what we've just taken, but they don't count according to that, annoyingly. Right, we've got the flat bits there, which we'll place first, I think. And then there's a roll of metal under as well, a few containers. As we just saw, we don't need many more, that's the thing. That one in. There we go. So I'm just trying to get the right camera. Okay, there is a lump of metal over here. What's that? That is a metal container. Part of me was hoping there may be some steel beams under here that we can just pick up and take, because you can find them occasionally. But no, not so lucky. So some of the things we normally are able to pick up, it's not actually coming up as an option. Don't want the tyre. That's not metal, that's concrete, I think. That's the hard thing, is especially under there, seeing what's what. Yeah, that's concrete. That's the metal we want. There's a thing next to it was giving us to start with. Okay. Right, what else have we got? There is a container on the far side. Not sure I can get it from here. That's a tyre as well. There's one container there, which I'm not overly worried about. In all honesty, I think if we fold this and go back, there is. So if we have a look over here, there is a pile of containers. There's some underneath this shed here, and there's stuff over here as well. So there's a load of containers there. So we might as well unpick all those up, I think. Because we don't need a massive amount now, do we? That's the thing. So, knowing we need 2 and a bit loads. The thing is, with the metal, you don't know how much it gives you, or how much each thing is worth. Which in some ways makes sense, in others it can be a bit annoying. But just around here, there's a big pile of containers. We've used them previously as well. Was it this way or the other way? There. All them containers just there. We might as well chuck all those in the back. And to be fair, they're quick and easy because we can leave the crane in one position and we'll just keep flicking them in. The big ones we'll need the big crane for, but yes, we could take those if we needed to. We could take the big ones. They just take time because you can't pick them up with this. We'd have to use the big crane and then drive them over on the big crane, because I think the heavy transport won't fit very well down that gap, and I think will cause us issues if we try and get it down to unload. Whereas these, if we leave the crane in one position and just change the connection each time, we can get these on really quickly, unless it goes underneath like that, and then we can't. I think we'll have to get rid of that one. And normally we can just leave the crane in one position and just chuck these on as we go. We don't need much either, I don't think. For what it said we need, I don't think it's going to be many. Obviously it doesn't matter if we go over what we need. We may need steel beams in the future, that's the thing. But yeah, the big pipe would do it, it's just getting it over there, to be fair. Yeah, you've got to use big cranes every time, which is a bit annoying when especially when you're in isolated areas. Getting a big crane over there can be problematic. I know that we've got one here, but it's still not the easiest thing, because you've got to drag it into there to be recycled as well. I just like the fact not having to move the crane makes a big difference here. Obviously you'll keep swapping what it's attaching to, and you've got to hope it doesn't go underneath like that. It's the second one that's gone underneath. Well, the other one is still stuck under. The worst thing you can do though is deliver a load of stuff like this and not have the right amount. It's always annoying when you think, right, well, that's plenty, let's get over there, and you're like one short. I don't know if that's enough. To be fair, let's risk it. I think that might be enough. I could be wrong here, and if I am, we'll have to go and grab one or two. But I think that may be enough for what we need, hopefully. There is a couple of small barrels under this shed here as well if we need them. But I'm hoping this is enough for 2 and a bit. As I say, we don't actually know what each thing's worth, so it is kind of a guesstimation. There we go. We got. Oh, that's more than enough. So we got enough for 7 there. We only need 6, but that was enough for 7 steel beams. So what we need to do while we're here, actually, we've got to go up the slope to go and pick them up. But while we're here, we'll unload the 6 ready for collection. It's really awkward to grab them from down here, so we'll drive round and go up the slope. It's a bit easier to get them on board. And then we'll go and take them to where they need to go, and then we'll grab the logs next, and then it's the vehicle. The logs will be quick, and then it's just driving the vehicle from the concrete plant, which in itself shouldn't be too bad depending on the vehicle. We've not looked what it is yet. Now, my luck, it'll be something like the Wayfarer, but I'm really hoping it's not. The Wayfarer would be the last thing we want to be driving. Well, we go up the slope here and we can pick our steel beams up. Annoyingly, we can just get these to appear where we need them, considering it's a steel beam facility where these are going. But once again, though, we can get the crane in a position potentially where it doesn't need to move. In fact, if we anchors over, I just want to move forward a bit. There we go. Because we can do this where the crane barely moves. It'll just save us a bit of time getting these on board. Does anyone here watch Stranger Things? Because the new season's out shortly, isn't it? I think it's the end of this week, maybe. That's fine. Put camera on the crane to make a difference. I think it's the final seasons as well. Final season, I think. But yeah, it's just a pain in the butt with the big crane sometimes. Because yes, they can lift them, but it's still got to get them to where you want them. You never watched it? Okay, that's interesting. I thought that'd be something you'd watch, Crazy Archman. To be fair. Me and my other half have also been watching Wednesday, but it's on the 3rd season now. It's kind of got, I don't know, boring, I suppose. I think it's one of those programs that maybe have gone one season too long. Obviously, we remember the original Addams Family from when we were kids, but I just think it's maybe done one season too many. I think a lot of shows do that, don't they, though? They do an extra season, and it's just, they shouldn't have done. They should have left that as is. That's the thing. Right, we've got the metal beams. We just need to check now where these are actually going. There's 2 different places for these. So they're going to that square there, and we'll just leave. No, we won't leave the truck, do we? We may leave the truck there, and then we'll go and grab our logs, because we have a log vehicle here, don't we? Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if we had a log vehicle. We do, because we were cutting all the trees down previously. So we can quickly go and grab the 5 logs, because if we don't need to unload these, there's no point wasting that time unloading them. We can just, we've got another vehicle to pick up the logs and stuff. Right, so we're heading to the square down there. Normally these don't take them off you, they'll just do a tick if you leave them in that area. There we go. Right, we'll unstrap them just so that's done. We've got a log vehicle over here. There it is. We need 5 logs. We know there's a pile of logs further down this track. So we'll go and pick those up. You watched it and enjoyed it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. It might have been because they split the most recent series in 2. And that kind of, once you start then watching something else, don't you? And then you've got to go back to it at some point. And that might have done it as well, to be fair. Right, we've got a pile of logs here to the left, so we'll just quickly grab these. Again, we don't need many. Should actually put anchors down, shouldn't I? 2 in 1 there. This is the log vehicle that we actually got on with. We have tried several log vehicles and struggled with them. This was the only one really we've managed to actually make work for ourselves. Okay. I don't mind one hanging off the back. As long as we've got most of them on evenly, it should be okay. I wasn't trying to pick 2 up at a time either, but if we can, we will. Let's go that way. Are we there? Not quite. I do find it tricky to just see if we're in the right place sometimes. 3's probably too much here. We'll take the 2. And then after we need 1 more to get these on properly. There we go. We could drag those further on, but I don't think we need to. We just need 1 more log. So no messing around with these, just get them as done as we can. So the way this is looking then, we potentially finish this map. I don't want to, I need 1. We can potentially finish this map on Friday. Because even though it's like Ghost of Yota, I didn't want to forget about this. Hence why I thought, because we're missing tomorrow, we'll still do 2 of each. Okay, last one. No, don't fall off. Okay. Fold crane. Strap. Okay. We should be good. So these ones, which square are these going to? That one there. Okay, so we'll just drive into that area and then stop there. And then we're just going to go and drive 1 vehicle to here, and that is job done. Good for you seeing with you, but you don't mind going back because you enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to go back. Yes, it was a short DLC. We did it in 1 stream. We did it in 2 streams. It's about 6-7 hours max, and that's if you do the side bits as well as the main story of the DLC. For something that was free though and unexpected, I thought it was okay. To be fair. So yeah, it's fairly short. Especially if you don't go and do the side things. That's when it is fairly short then. Right, that is job done there. We've got those in the position. 1 thing left to do, and that is drive a vehicle all the way here. Oh no! I've just seen the vehicle. It's a Wayfarer. It's the 1 vehicle I didn't want to be driving, because this vehicle is horrendous. The worst vehicle in the game. Had to give us a Wayfarer, didn't it? Admittedly, it's not that bad because most of the route is actually road. So it's not as bad as it possibly could be, but still not amazing. I hate this vehicle with a passion. Okay, well we haven't got a choice, we've got to use it. It's the vehicle it's given us. I think... How are we getting out of here? I was thinking railway track actually. Looking at that. Or go that way. No, I think we'll go to the right. There's no point risking the railway track. Right, if it had been any other vehicle than this, I'd be happy. But it had to be the worst vehicle. Like I say, most of the route is road, so it's not too big a deal. I think the worst part is probably getting out of here, to be fair. But as long as it doesn't get stuck on any of the sand here, we're fine. You said, thanks for the like, but I was much appreciated. Did you find it funny giving us the Wayfarer crazy Ashman? Yeah, look at this. We're getting stuck on sand. This is why I hate this vehicle with a passion. It's sand. And we're getting stuck on it. Sandwich, good morning, how are you? Come on. We're going far to go and then it's easy. Come on. We are still moving it, albeit slowly. Doing good. Glad to hear you're good. Okay, taking out of low gear wasn't a good thing. Come on. I'm not too bad, thank you. Yeah. Keep smiling, moving forward, doing okay. Things could be worse-ish. Okay, come on. If it gets to that sand there, we're golden. Because then it's all road. In fact, it is all road all the way there now. Come on. Oh, I hate this truck. I hate with a passion. The Wayfarer is the worst vehicle in the game, but because it's a mission vehicle, we haven't got a choice but use it. But yeah, I dislike this vehicle with a passion. It's the only vehicle though that is this size as well. I can do what this does sometimes, so we have had to use it different times. But yeah, it's not a fun vehicle to be driving. But once it's on road, it's all good. And as I say, I think the rest of the journey now is road. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Getting close to finishing the first map of the DLC, so we're getting close. Okay, the infrastructure routes as well, they've actually both been completing with no issues. So I don't know what vehicles it's using for them, but they've all been completing when we haven't had to go back and change anything. So we'll just leave them doing their thing for hopefully get all the rewards from those. Unless I've missed one actually badly, to be fair. There's a possibility. I may need to double check that they are still both running. Because, no, they are both running. And they've both got more rewards still coming in. I just thought they can't both be doing okay. I thought we'd found the other one on pile key, but no, it's working out quite well. Right, we go through this onto the bridge and then we're back into the main port area. And then we can use the bridge from the port area to go across to our road that we built ages ago now. And then from there, we are in position to finish this mission. And we're building a toxic waste storage facility. A warehouse, I think it said to us on the blurb as a reward. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this will finish off the second part of the 3-part story to the map. And now we've said that for the last 2 to 3 main missions, but I'm hoping this will be the last one. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it could do with a bit of power, to be fair. It could do with better tyres. It could do with having more grip. I don't. Sometimes when it gets stuck and nothing else, no other vehicle gets stuck, you do look at it and go, why? But it does. Sometimes you can be pleasantly surprised by it, just not very often. So I'm just going off. Okay, which way do we need to go from here? I don't know if it's either we drive around and stick to the road. My concern is, yes, this way's quicker, but it's off-road and this will get stuck. So I think we drive round and come over the road. We need to go over this bridge here. So our best route is to go up here. Yeah, I don't think it's worth trying to cut through because I think this will get stuck. So we'll just stick to the road. Yeah, absolutely, Crazy Ashman. It is a big mission, so yeah, you're right. I think this should be the last one because of the size of the mission and what we're achieving from that. You would think this will be the last one. hurry for time. We've got another half an hour of the stream left. So still got time. We should start the second part, the final part today, hopefully. We were 78% complete on this map when we started today. I think we're going to be in the 80s by the end of it, hopefully. Obviously this mission had quite a bit we had to do for it, but we've made good progress, I think. Getting a little bit better at taking the corners wider to allow the turn of the trailer, to be fair. Say a little bit better. I'm not amazing at it though. Okay. So we want to make sure we take the right bridge here. Watch out. No, 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 no. Don't crash into me. They don't stop. They will just hit. That's the thing. Right, we're going across this bridge here. And then straight ahead. Right, just make sure we're going to the right one. There's so many bridges here that lead different directions. I just want to make sure, because I didn't want to have to get in a position where I have to reverse back. I hate reversing these trailers. I do think this game has made me better in SnowRunner. I know we haven't had an episode for a little while, but the recording I have done, I do think this has made me slightly better on SnowRunner with the vehicles reversing and stuff. I've always struggled with the trailers, but actually I do think this has helped. Okay, we're straight run now over the road all the way to the bottom, and then that is the still beam facility, and then we can get this into position, and then we'll see what happens. Obviously there's no Kelly to read the story to us, so I will read it when it shows up. But that's, to be fair, for all the stuff I give the Wayfarer, how bad it is, all the times I've said it's rubbish, it's actually done okay. Yes, we got stuck on the bit of sand at the start, but actually the rest of the journey wasn't a problem. Obviously most of it was road, but I think it's done a decent job, and I definitely won't say that ever again. Right, let's get this parked up, and that should be mission complete. Play RoadCraft, not for some Sojourn. Yeah, Sandstorm was really easy, to be fair. 95% done though, pretty good. That is the toxic waste facility built. And that is the goal complete. Great Purge, the second of the 3-part story, is done. And new missions, we'll just let the new missions come on and then we'll have a look at what they are. So now we begin the final part of this map. And yeah, we'll hopefully get this done by the end of the week and start the final map of the DLC. And then we think of what's next. Obviously you guys will vote on what comes next. Some areas have just been revealed according to that, so there's be some new bits on the map that will now be over. Well, they're saying that there shouldn't be any areas that need revealing because we have been everywhere near enough. Okay, is that everything? Yes. Let's have a look at what it's revealed. I can't actually see anything that I can see as new. It's been revealed, to be fair. Oh, no, we've been up there, haven't we? Not sure. Mission-wise, we've got 2 main missions here. First one being round up any leftover chemical tanks scattered across the area. And we've got to deliver these safely. Now, we've had this a few times. Delivering chemical containers safely doesn't happen, because they can break away from your crane. Even if you strap them down, they break the straps. So we're just going to deliver them. It doesn't matter about the bonus rewards. It doesn't matter about any of that. We're just going to deliver them, any shape, way or form. Oh, definitely missed the trick with Kelly. Yeah, we've said this all the way through. This is the bit where Kelly really stands out. So for this mission, just got an update. We're quite done with. We aren't quite done with the hazardous waste yet. Sending you the location, same drill as before. So 3 locations, 3 containers to pick up and deliver to our new storage facility over there. Now, they're not in nice places if we look at this. They're all in really awkward to get to places, so that's going to be interesting. And the second mission, same thing. 3 more containers to go and deliver, and once again, they're not in the best positions. they're in really awkward places. We kind of need to come down here and see if this is connected. And if so, then potentially use that. Now we have got side missions too. Oh, this is not going to be fun. So, side mission. Oh boy, the ride never ends, does it? More detailed reports just came in. Guess you missed a few on the last run. Same drill, pick them up, drop them by the waste storage site. It's designated as Warehouse 501. Don't ask why, but it's a new coordinate shortly. So we need to pick up these 3 from here and take them as well. And then we've also got another side mission. Locate and secure hazardous barrels. Following the railway accident, in addition to the spilled chemicals, several sealed barrels containing hazardous substances were dragged into the water and carried away by the current. Local witnesses reported that some of the barrels were swept into nearby marshlands where they become stuck. The task is reach the affected areas, safely retrieve the barrels, transport them with caution to the waste facility. So again, we've got 3 more to do here as well. The hardest thing is going to be getting to these, more than anything else. The only thing we didn't read was the other main mission. Same thing as the other bit we read. So we might as well do the first one followed by the next and the next. This is not going to be fun. As I say, the actual mission itself isn't difficult. It's getting to them. Ignore the bonus award because they are going to get damaged, guaranteed, as they always do. But yeah, it's going to be getting to them is the problem. Now, we do have a vehicle here to use. It's just... I don't know how well we can drive down there for that first one. And then even there, they're just... okay. I think we can drive along there. That's a different mission, that one there. I think we try and do as many as we can in one go. So maybe these 6, potentially in one. But we'll see. But our nearest vehicle to use, I don't know if the big crane is better. Although I still think the big crane's going to struggle to reach it from up here. Okay. We'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. So we have the Voron 3327 here. One of our go-to vehicles, mainly because it has a bed on the back and a crane. Hence why it's a go-to. We kind of need to skirt down here, don't we? I don't know if a big crane will reach. Let's go and have a look at the cliff and see. Obviously, we've seen these barrels before. They break away the crane. They fall over. They do everything themselves and get damaged. That's why we're not fussed about bonus awards. Normally, in any game we play, we try and get everything. Maximise our rewards, everything. This mission, and we've experienced previously with these missions, I'm not fussed. Because this will not be fun. Right, let's just have a look at this drop. I'm just thinking, can the big crane pick them up? Save us trying to drive down there. Is my thinking. The one we're after is down there. I'm just trying to, because if we don't have to drive down there, that would make life easy, but I think we have to. I don't think the big crane's going to reach it from there, is it? I can't even see it from up here. Saying that though, if we pick it up, I don't know if we can skirt around the edge. I'm assuming this is able to be driven on. If worst comes to worst, we could always get the big crane to help pull us up. I think that's the only other option, isn't it, really? Yeah, if they're all around the same location, we'll try and pick them up that way. So even with handbrake on, we're still moving. But I don't know how we're getting back up once we get this one. Okay, so there's the barrel there. Let's stop there. It's the getting back up is my concern, but yeah, like I say, we can always use a big crane. Now, I guarantee this will break the minute we try and get it on the crane. We'll try and be careful, but I guarantee this will go wrong. We are a little bit too far away from it, so it may get damaged now anyway. Can't even lift it up. Why will you not lift? I'm not connected. There's me saying it won't lift up. I'm not actually connected to it. I'm just moving the crane around. Right, it's already damaged 66% and it broke away. straight away there. 33%. Just lift up. There we go. As I say, I'm not worried about them breaking. I'm not worried about the extra rewards. We don't need the XP, as we're max level anyway. But the XP doesn't matter. My only real concern is just getting these from A to B. Okay. That is strapped. It's going to move. It's going to break in a second anyway. We need to get back up this hill. We'll try and go up as much as we can. If we have to call in the big guns, we'll do so. See how this goes. We're okay, actually. That wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I really was thinking that was going to be really hard. But that wasn't. There we go, it's broken. It's done. Okay. So that barrel is now fully destroyed. It just needs delivering. It's actually easier once they're destroyed, to be fair. So yeah, nowhere near as bad as I thought, that one. There's a... Oh, we got stuck. There's a tree stump there. And I'm not going to be able to drive off it, am I? So, there we go, we're off. Okay, next one is down here. Similar thing, I think. Possibly go down this way though, to this edge, and try and drag it from there. That looks a lot worse coming that way. So yeah, I think that may be our option there. It is slightly shallow here, so maybe we can drive on there as well. So for this, we need to come across this way. I'm just going to move this out the way, I think. I don't want obviously this to block us. But yeah, once they're broken, it's so much easier. But yeah, it would have smashed probably. Okay. Because even when they're bouncing around in the vehicle, they will get damaged. Okay. Let's be a little bit careful of the drop here. There is a bit of washed out road coming up on the left that we could potentially fall down. So we need to be a bit careful. But even getting down to get the next one, if this one hadn't been destroyed, even strapped, it will break the straps. That's the thing. Alright, this is a bit of washed out road, we need to be careful. We've fallen down this once before. Although we did have a very unstable load on, to be fair. Okay, where are we going down? So straight across here. And then we're going left at the next little bit. It's not there, is it? Yeah, left here. And then see if we can go across between the trees, I think. It's all going to depend how unstable it is. Then rocks. So that's the first bit that I didn't think we'd be able to get down as easily. Yeah. I think we go straight across here. And down the next bit. With this bit here. I could pop a marker. I never use markers, to be fair. Do you know what? I keep forgetting they even exist in this. This one here, though, we don't need a marker for this one. Okay, this looks dodgy as anything. We're stuck on the tree. We are, aren't we? The tree's coming down. Okay, there's a barrel there ahead of us. My only concern here is getting back up, although I think we can head to the right. Just stop there a second. We're going to have to get really close. I think we can get back up this way, to be honest. It looks like that's the way to go. But we've got to get down. That's a bit of a drop here. And obviously we don't know how deep that is in terms of messed up the engine. That is a big drop. There's no other way down though, is there, from here? I think I could grab it potentially now, but I don't think we're getting back up that way. Let's see if we can grab it. It may work. We may need to get closer. Yeah, we're nowhere near. There's me thinking we can grab it. We're nowhere near. Okay, we're going to slowly try and edge down here. If we start drowning the vehicle, it'll be full beans to get the front end on that mound over there. Full beans. I can't do it. No. There you go. Engine flooded. Ah. I knew that was a possibility. I didn't think it was going to be that that bad, to be fair. So we need to move that. All it's going to do is be lifted onto there, essentially. Big crane may be an option. It's just getting it there. Let's see if we can get the big crane close to it just to pick it up. All we're going to do is lift that front end out, and that way it's not drowned anymore. But it's just lifting that front end. I did know that. I thought that was a big drop, but I didn't see another way down there, and I thought we may be able to just full beans it and be good, but it wouldn't allow us then to do anything. Okay, our best bet to get to there is get to here. So if we head along this route here until mid trees, past other vehicles, I'd say we just need to lift the front end. It doesn't matter if this gets stuck down there, because we can always recall it somewhere else. It's just to get the front end up. Not going to get up there, is it? Bit of cross country with the big crane. I forgot the other vehicles there. Well, that one. I want that one. Right, I just need to move this out of the way of the big crane. Yeah, if the crane goes down there and stays on its wheels, we can lose it down there. It's not the end of the world. But the Voron being down there is. And I think we're going to have to get down there to get close to it as well. You can come down this way or this way. I think we're trying to go straight here and left. The only thing is being careful is not to tip it over on the way down. Yeah, left down here, isn't it? There's a collapsed tree here that could be a problem. But as long as we might be able to go over it, we can. Nice and easy. No, we're stuck on the tree. Okay. Sometimes the anchors can help you here. We are stuck on that tree. Oh, no movement. Ah, that's annoying. I thought we could just get straight over it. Sometimes you can just drive over these, and obviously sometimes you can't. Low gear's not going to help, we're just spinning. That wheel's catching a bit on reverse. But yeah, we've got nothing. If we can connect to a tree, we can potentially put ourselves. Sometimes you can connect to a tree and pull yourself forward. But I don't think we're going to. Single point of contact, anything nearby. Right. Right, we're going to have to get one of our other mobile base to pull us, I think. Unless this connects to anything, so I don't think it will. Right. Okay. It's always worth having a look to see if there is anything there. Now this one has the winch, I believe. Is this the one with the winch? No. This doesn't have the winch. Whereas this one does. So we'll use the winch. It's whether we want to put it forward or backwards is my only thinking. Do we want... I suppose we want to put it forwards, really. We should have come this way, admittedly. Yeah, I think we want to put it forwards. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. Okay. Yeah, we want to go down here and to the right. Worst comes to worst, we can recall it back to the vehicle, the recovery vehicle, but we can avoid doing that. We save a token. Not that mad. There is a scout. I don't think the scout's going to have enough pull on it. That's why I think the mobile base will have a bit more pull on the winch. Especially if we're in front of it, we should just be able to pull it straight over. So it's just up here. But yeah, we should have come this way. My concern was obviously this washed out bit here. But we should have risked it, I think. As I say, we can just recall it if really worst comes to worst. But to save the token, we'll try and get it ourselves first. I don't think the scout vehicle would have been enough. As I say, this can pull it as well, and it's got more traction. Oh, you was talking about the mobile base, were you? Oh, okay. Oh, what, for the truck? There is potential. My only thinking is we just need to get the front end up, and to actually winch the front end, we're not going to be able to get to it. We could pull it backwards, admittedly, but I don't think that would help it. Okay. There's a lot of things to get caught on here. There's a lot of tree stumps. That's the only downside. Okay. Winch. We want to put towing on. Can we pull it? Not enough, is it? I don't. We are moving it. It was moving. It's not anymore. Yeah, it's not moving now. You think we should try using the mobile base to move it, do you? Not a bad shout, to be fair. Although me just drowned it. We could put it backwards. Oh, that's a good shout, using the rocks, to be fair. That is a very good shout. Good morning, Serpentine Lion. How are you this morning? Yeah, the only issue with this kind of crane is obviously the actual crane part doesn't go that low. Oh, hang on. So it just dropped down a bit there. Yeah, it's the only thing with these cranes, it doesn't drop very much. Although this will do it. It went over the rocks there. But, you are right. Need that in that corner there. We get that into there and it stays. Although it's just going up every time. Yeah, we can just recall it at the end of the day. We don't have to mess around too much. But just to save us a token. But that is well and truly stuck. The anchors don't help, because the anchors themselves are getting stuck as well. Right, let's just stop messing around to get this done. Let's just recall it. As the vehicle's just here to recall it anyway. But then Crazy Irishman had a thought. Just getting to work, are you? Nice. To get this back up, we could use the mobile base. Because we could potentially bring it down here and winch it that way. Which may not be a bad shout. Well, so ignore the crane for the minute. Because we know we can recall it if we need to. I think we try and get this down to this down here. And then kind of pull it out that way. So we can still pick that up. That does seem an easier route to come down. And the water's shallower here. We can see some of it. So I think that might be the way to do this. We need to come down this way. By the looks of things. Obviously I don't want to drown this here if we can avoid it. Too many tree stumps, that's the problem. Don't tell me I've got myself stuck on a tree stump. Ah! How did we manage that? I thought there was enough turning circle there and there weren't. There we go. Need to come round a little bit. Because the front of that's getting stuck. There we go. It's the nice thing about the trailer on this turning the way it does. You've got a little bit more room to get out of situations. If it was raining, if it wasn't raining, it would be better. Right. I want to be going left. Ideally here. Just lots of debris around. Also with the tracks with this, we will have a lot more grip in them locations as well, which I think will help. Can I get through there? There's another tree there. Just knocking a tree down. Okay, let's have a look. So we need to be coming left out of here and down here. Or actually, no, we go straight. And then we go left in a second. But yeah, this mission is going to be a pain. And there's four different missions to do the same thing here. Okay, we want to be going left here and down. Yeah, we learned previously, if you recall a vehicle that's got cargo, the cargo stays where the vehicle was, I think it was. I think it was what happened last time. Okay, yeah, if we go down this way, so straight ahead essentially. And then I'm hoping we can get down here and left. It is very steep. Okay, so this is my thinking that this will be shallower here. Now, I say it's shallower, although we can pull ourselves in that tree there. Just going to see if the tree falls over. It does. So yeah, my thinking was this water here was shallower, so we should be able to drive across, but I think we need to make sure on the right bit. And this is quite low down, is our only issue. My hope was we can get across enough, we can then winch that forward, but we're getting very close to drowning. It's definitely shallower. It's where we can make it to the middle in time. Let's go for it. We can. Okay. Now, if we can pull this round to us, we'll get out of the water and still pick up what we're here for. It's my hope. Okay. I say that. I don't want to tip it like that. Okay, we're going to have to pull from the bottom, I think, this time. Because I don't want to pull it over. I need it to give me an angle so we can connect that one there. Don't tip. Do not tip. No. I think we messed it up. Yeah. But if it wasn't drowned, it definitely now is. Saying that though, we may be able to get this back on its wheels. We're reversing here, I think. Okay. Still drowned currently. But not now, it's not. We got it back. Crazy Irishman, you were spot on. We're using this rather than the crane. You were spot on. There we go. Okay, let's go and grab this one again. We will break it, I guarantee. But we'll get it on board at the very least. And then we need to work out how we get into the next one afterwards. Yeah, I fully expect to break this one. As we do generally all of them. Currently it's still 100%, I don't know how. They never normally are. Unstrap. Definitely prefer if it was laying down. There we go, it laid down. It's a little bit damaged. It's still actually in one piece to a degree. But as soon as we start knocking it around, it will stop. Right. 2 of the 6 we're going to collect done. Oh, I've just seen the time. Annoyingly, we've got 2 of them on board, but it's actually out of time. We're not going to get this done today anyway, but we are actually out of time. What we need to do next is get this back up here and then come round and then potentially get down here somehow. I think we will need to come across this way and come along here to get these ones, in all honesty. But yeah, frustratingly, we're actually out of time. I didn't realise the last half an hour had flown by. But yeah, that's it, unfortunately, for today. As I say, I think Friday stream, when we're back on RoadCraft, we need to navigate this bit out of here, try and get back up this hill, which I think is doable, and then come round and come down, probably past the loading station, down here kind of thing from this way. And then use this little bits of land to get across. We've got 2 to grab here, plus this one and that one. We'll try and pick up as many as we can, I think, in one go. It doesn't matter if they get damaged 100%, we can still deliver them. It's not the end of the world. We're not too worried about bonus rewards. But we'll pick as many up as we can to get them back to the warehouse there. And then we've got these ones up here to do as well at some point. This is looking tricky. We can make bridges if really worst comes to worst, to be fair, like we did here. So we can always make bridges to help us. It just depends on how deep these places are. But it's definitely not going to be simple. But as I say, unfortunately, we are out of time. But we have now 2 out of the 12 we need to pick up done. We just need to get them to the destination eventually. What we'll do, we'll have a quick look at percentage before we finish. We started on 78% complete on this map first thing this morning, so we'll see where we're at. And then you'll have a quick chat before we finish, I think. So we are now 85% done, 78% first thing. We've gone up 7%. And we're on the 3rd and final story mission, story side of this map, We've completed 20 of 23 infrastructure missions. The two of the three remaining are picking up these containers. We've done 32 of 39 main objectives, 7 remaining. 2 of those are picking up containers. And then side objectives, we've done. Sorry, no, infrastructure, let's ignore that. Side objectives is 20 of 22. 2 remaining side objectives are the current ones, which are the containers. There'll still be 3 infrastructure requests we don't know anything about, unless that's included in the 2 routes, convoy routes that are still going. If they're not included yet on the total because they're still running, potentially there's only 1 left. It's something like that. But decent progress. It still seems like a small amount, but actually, I think we've done pretty well to start the third and final part. Hopefully, we can get this finished on Friday and start washout next week. That's the hope, anyway. But we'll see how we go. No stream tomorrow because I've got a physio appointment and it's in an annoying time of the day, so it just interrupts the stream massively. We are back on Thursday as we continue in Ghost of Yotai, which we started a Monday stream. Friday, RoadCraft is back as we continue on Contamination, and then we'll sort out the following week. Just in case you weren't here earlier, Assassin's Creed Shadows is having a new update today, and it is gaining a crossover quest line. I did actually look at what the crossover was, didn't I? Attack on Titan, I think it was called. Yeah, Attack on Titan is the crossover that is starting this afternoon. I think it's normally at store reset. So for us, it's like 3 p.m. But that will happen today. We will look at that next week. We've already scheduled this week. We've already planned what we're doing. There's no point trying to chop and change. We'll leave it to next week. It's only going to be a small update as a crossover. We will get it done in one stream, more than likely anyway. So we'll have a look at that next week. But that is live this afternoon, I believe. Thank you, Crazy Iceman, as always. Good to hear from you. Good to see you. And yeah, I hope the side effects aren't too bad. A massive thank you, guys, for today, though. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. As I say, we're back Thursday. We goes to Yotai, RoadCraft on Friday, and that is it. So have a good one. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.